This podcast is brought to you by Hulu Plus. Watch your favorite shows anytime, anywhere with Hulu Plus. On your TV or on the go with your smartphone or tablet. Shows like Family Guy, Once Upon a Time, New Girl, Scandal, and more. Right now you can try Hulu Plus free for 2 weeks when you go to huluplus.com/roosterteeth. Stop wasting your money and time buying expensive razors. For just a couple bucks a month, DollarShaveClub.com will ship amazing quality razors right to your door. Come on, join the hundreds of thousands of guys who have upgraded to the smarter way to shave. Shave time, shave money. Join now at DollarShaveClub.com/roosterteeth.
Twice as fast.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast.
Yeah, welcome.
The final podcast of 2014.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, listen, I gotta say this. How can it be possible that our sponsor is Dollar Shave Club and you have that fucking thing on your face?
Look at it. It looks amazing.
It looks
Glorious,
like one of
isn't
those caterpillars that doesn't want to be eaten by a bird.
It's nice to meet you, Mr. Sorola.
Somehow the space between your nose and your mouth got bigger over time too. That's an enormous mustache. Gus, for those of you who can't see it, Gus has like a Mario-style mustache.
I feel like I look like one of my uncles out of the 70s. When I was, I used to always see photos of him like with this mustache. I'm like, oh man, I'm totally in a time machine now.
Lindsay saw it, like you tweeted it or posted it or whatever, and she said she was going to say that you look like Ron Jeremy, but she didn't know if you'd be insulted or not.
The thing was, like, when I thought about it, I talked to my wife before I did it, and I said, I'm gonna shave my mustache like that. She's like, why? I said, cause, I think I can pull it off. She goes, you can't pull it off. It's like, no, it'll look just like Tom Selleck. She's like, you're not gonna look like Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
and then I thought, well, what about like Keith Hernandez? And then I thought, every person I'm referencing is from the 80s. That might tell me something.
Yeah.
And then I did it, and I was like, oh, fuck it. Well,
It might be.
a little bit.
Tom Skerritt.
It might be the worst you've ever looked.
I think you look great.
I completely disagree.
I think you look great. I was making fun of you because of the Dollar Shave Club thing, but I love it, and I think you should keep it.
We'll see. Let's see how it goes.
Looks good.
I don't want to put I don't want to put I really admire Jeff's mustache, but it seems like it's a lot of work to do the waxing and everything.
Yeah, well,
it's like I want to do something.
It took him so long to get it to that point.
Yeah, I want to do something that's identifiable and iconic without any of the work.
For Laser Team, I went through facial hair tests and sent Matt a bunch of different like configurations of facial hair, and to plan that as you're shaving because it's like, well, I can't go down to that and then go back to a goatee. So it's like you have to like work your way down and take photos of everything.
It's kind of like shooting that beard short again.
Yeah, exactly. That one was really weird though, because one of them had like my part I had to do forwards, but Gus had to do his whole thing backwards, basically.
It was confusing.
Yeah.
I realized also after I had shaved it, and I went through all day yesterday, I looked at myself in the mirror this morning, I had shaved it crooked. It was like one side was longer than the other. I was like, how the fuck did I do that?
I do that with sideburns a lot. I'm always...
Yeah.
Are your ears off kilter?
What does that mean?
One of
uneven. One's
my
higher than the
ears
other.
is lower than the other. There you go.
No, I don't... Maybe. I mean, but if my eyes follow my ears, then I wouldn't know, would I?
Gavin, you look fucking scruffy.
Do I?
Yeah. What are
Gavin-
you like in the woods of England?
Gabby just got off of a 12-hour flight, 13-hour flight.
Nah, it's 10.
10?
Yeah.
Blow it out of proportion.
Sorry. Clearly I'm an asshole. Sorry. Listen, I want to apologize for my previous statement about the 13-hour flight. Sorry, guys.
I did a little tweet earlier. I was like,
Really out of
Sam, why don't you take your phone out and fucking type it up?
I was telling Michael for the podcast that I sit here every week on the podcast with a fucking laptop on my lap every week. Last week, I didn't have my laptop here because it was Christmas. We came in for Christmas. And so I thought I'll use my revolutionary smartphone, which has all the same functions as this, but in my pocket. The entire time I did that, everyone on the podcast who was watching the live stream was like, get off your phone, get off your phone. It's the same fucking thing.
Also, how would they expect you to see that message if you were off your phone?
I know. And it's contextual. When you see this, like if I'm doing this,
That's work.
then I'm paying attention. If I'm doing this,
That's play.
that's play.
Yeah.
I'm like, uh-huh. Even Barbara like snapped a photo of me doing it.
Can I
too.
ask what Christmas has to do with the fact that you didn't have your laptop?
It was just like, it was extra effort. And last week was like low effort zone. So I was just like, to pack up my laptop and charge it. I think my laptop had like 3% charge on
So
it.
on a MacBook Air, that's like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oops, I accidentally just tweeted to Lydia.
damn it.
That's so stupid. On a MacBook Pro, it's like not much, but it's it'll still last a long time.
MacBook Air is amazing. I love the battery life on that thing.
Lasts forever.
Yeah.
You guys get the smaller one, didn't you?
Yeah,
No,
I got the tiny little baby one.
I got the 13.
I just got it a couple months ago.
I stick with what I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay,
Here's the
guys.
reason why I actually
Fantasyland? Is that what you're comfortable with?
About down to my knees, about that size.
I was just going to say, before we get too far from the beard thing, you guys both had your facial, like, not really calamities, but you had to deal with that during laser team.
Yeah,
I guess
like
it was work.
that to me looks
Oh,
weird
Gavin
right now.
too. You're talking about me and Gavin.
Yeah.
He looks weird to me. 'cause I've been-
You know what I did? Absolutely nothing. I showed up.
Yeah.
That's what I did, and they shaved me.
Don't
every
mess
day.
with perfection. You look
Yeah.
good. You don't need to fuck
Yeah,
with
thank
that.
you.
That's the
Thank you.
moneymaker right
Appreciate
there.
it. The best part about not being able to grow a beard, they're like, yeah, you're not going to grow a beard. Don't worry about it.
What would happen? Let's say you went a year, you didn't shave. What would it be?
I can't even
Gilby.
imagine. It would look bad.
Like a catfish.
I think there's gonna be a
strings.
switch at one point. I think, unless it just
Puberty.
skips over me. Yeah, second puberty. my oldest brother has a beard. He's had it for I don't know, like 10 years or so. He couldn't grow a beard till he was like 28, 29.
Really?
Yeah.
This is, by the way, it's Michael Jones joining us on the podcast
That's
this
me.
week. Yeah.
Hello.
Who else on the podcast?
It's
Mike
Gavin
Jones.
Free, fresh
And-
from the UK.
Yeah, and Gus
And then
and
me,
Gus and Burnie.
I'm Bernie.
Bernie and Gus. And
Yeah.
Gus's mustache.
Thanks for having me on the
Gus
podcast
Dash.
again.
I was thinking about the.
I got a big laugh.
Controller
for
got a
some
big
reason.
laugh.
It was
Gus.
okay. It was okay. It wasn't great.
It was not great.
I was thinking of like how I say trying to explain it to a caveman to like get some context and stuff. I think it would be funny if I had to explain to a caveman that I was flying 5,000 miles to sit on a couch and talk about dicks for an hour.
And
Like
have,
that was
people
wild.
listen. It's like, listen, caveman.
It's a lot.
gotta
For,
This is what I've got to go and
it's a
do.
lot for a caveman to take in.
It's like first you start with the couch, right? And you build from there. It's like, there's a couch. I'm gonna need to sit on it. We'll get more to that later.
The couch is not here. The couch is very far away.
The couch is many horizons away. That's a horizon.
Why wasn't measurement done by the horizon? Like the horizon is always at ground level. It's like 12 miles away. So why didn't they do it by how many horizons you have to walk?
Because I don't think it's a point that you can reach. Like it's not a quantifiable distance because you can't ever reach that.
Also, like,
horizon.
what do you do with hills? Like, you'd have to measure it in a flat area, and then you have to find a way to see the person on the
What's
horizon.
a click? What's a click? When someone says
Kilometer?
2
It's a
clicks
noise.
away, and they go, "That's 2 clicks to their south." What is that?
2 kilometers?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is how big a click is? Somebody on Twitter tell me what a click is.
You don't need someone on Twitter. You need. I just did. He did that last week. Remember?
It's a kilometer.
Yeah.
I just assume you're just the way you say it, you didn't say.
Yeah,
you didn't
kind
say.
of seemed like
probably.
no, it's a
you go,
kilometer.
then it became
It is
more-
totally a
Well, what else
kilometer.
Now he's definite about
I
it.
guess it could be the click of a compass or something.
What does that mean?
How is that a distance, Kevin? What does that mean?
Explain that to me.
Gus is spitting up his beer right now.
Explain to me.
No,
No,
like
no, I drank it.
like if you were flying,
It's close.
if you were
It's
flying
really close.
southeast, it was like, oh no, 2 clicks south. Like you just go a little bit south.
Because you like
that's what it
every
means,
compass
Gavin.
that clicks.
Well, no, not like
there's
a-
like 2 people. One person with the compass, someone else going click, click.
A click is a kilometer. So
Yeah.
congratulations to Gus.
Woo!
You
Well,
won
I mean,
a job.
everyone
Do I
knew
win
that.
my
Click
beard
trivia
back?
contest.
Everybody knew that, didn't you hear, Gavin? I mean, come on.
Did you say kilometer too?
Yeah,
It's like
well, I
going-
knew that though.
It's 1/12
because
of-
from
one-
video games. I knew that.
No, he
1/12
didn't
of a
say it.
horizon.
He said
That's
it was
how
a
far it
compass,
is.
but he knew.
No, I was thinking like, what else could it be if I had to guess?
It's
But you know, if you know the right answer, whatever
Well,
you guess is wrong.
Like a nautical mile is not a mile. It's a different amount of.
It's like 0.8
Something
miles
like
or
that.
something.
I think so. Or it's 1.2.
Why the fuck do we have
Why?
2 nautical miles and miles?
That's
What
why
is
I'm
the-
asking the question.
how
about
much
the
is a
clicks.
nautical centimeter?
What?
How far is a nautical centimeter?
I think you would want nautical inch
Why?
because it's nautical imperial. Centimeters don't go to miles. Idiot.
And is that what
there not
knots
nor-
are when they measure wind speed in knots?
I think so.
It's based on nautical miles.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
It's when they have knots on the sail. How many of them are moving?
That's exactly right. And then every time they move really fast, they go 1 click away.
And then there's a guy at the bottom going click, click, click to measure the knots.
compass is moving, sir.
We're moving really fast.
So I tweeted today.
It was at N. It's at S. It's back at N.
I tweeted today. I've got 14 hours to get to the podcast, but I'm 5,000 miles away. And one of the comments on my tweet was, "Everyone, calm down. He's got 14 hours, but because of the time change, he has way more time than that."
I
like,
saw
you
that.
idiot.
I saw that. It's like you didn't do
You
the math
moron.
and say I have 14 hours.
14 hours is 14 hours. Christ.
Yeah, we've tried everything with like trying to solve that whole time zone problem. When we put up a show, we like try to put the
Dummy.
countdown up. Even the countdown's like, well, when the countdown ends, when's it going to end in my time zone? It's like, it's a
When the countdown ends.
To the thing. It's not a time.
Well, what if it's metric seconds? You don't know.
Could be.
What if
Yeah.
it's nautical seconds?
They have to do the conversion. How many clicks to a second?
4 horizons.
So there was a bit of a plane problem coming out of the UK today. I don't know if you heard about it.
Did not.
There was I want to say it was a Virgin Atlantic flight flying out of Gatwick. It was going
Uh-oh.
Gatwick to Las
It'd
Vegas.
never flown the Atlantic before.
Yeah, it was brand new. It had many clicks to go. It took off, and they had a landing gear problem. So instead of flying to Las Vegas, so everyone could spend their New Year's Eve in Las Vegas, they circled over the UK for 4 hours, dumping fuel to then land back at Gatwick.
That's the worst.
I saw a video of the plane landing, and I guess like the right side landing gear was fucked up. So it comes in, it lands, it looks like everything's fine, but then as it's taxiing down the runway, it just starts tilting until like the right and like the engines on the right wing it looks like they're like 4 or 5 feet off the ground.
Good Lord.
Okay, well that makes me wonder too, because landing and crashing are pretty much the same mechanic.
Yes.
With two
Crashing's
different outcomes.
slower.
At what point does a landing become a crash?
When the plane is no longer in one piece.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
You got to break
No,
something off.
I think it's when the
sounds more
plane
confident about it.
Kilometer?
when the plane is touching the ground without a wheel.
I think that's it. When something
when the
beside
metal
the
hits the
wheel
ground.
touches the ground of the plane.
Because like you could land and say the front wheel collapses and goes, you crashed.
Yeah. The plane
but,
stays.
but the wheel touched first. That's what you said.
Yeah, you landed and then
Look,
and then
if
you
at any
crashed.
point metal touches the ground, you've crashed it.
and
if
a crash goes back all the way to the beginning of the landing and makes the whole thing a crash, right? Once
if-
you reach crash status, the whole thing was
Like
a crash.
if you land
What if the
safely
tire
and then
pops and then it's metal, but it's still fine? It's just like the metal from the landing gears.
That's a good point.
scraping.
I don't
Yeah.
think that would happen.
It can't. I don't think it can pop.
Well, if
on
you-
the
Yeah,
side of
the
the
tire
rubber.
can't pop. It's just really theoretical.
No, if
Hey,
you
what if the tire flies off?
What if the plane
Yeah,
landed on a treadmill?
What if
It's gonna make Gus really mad. The only time Gus has ever walked off the podcast was that it was it the plane on the treadmill.
because
do,
you
do
were
we have to
so-
bring this back up?
Oh, no,
so
okay.
dumb.
We're like 8 minutes in.
No, we
okay?
were talking about
Fuck
taking.
it.
We were talking about taking off from a treadmill. What would happen if you landed on a treadmill?
If you land on a treadmill,
Would you have to go twice the speed to keep going?
to keep going? Yeah, sure.
The wheels would have to go twice the speed for you to not just stop dead, wouldn't you?
Wouldn't that be awesome if they had like huge treadmills on runways, so planes just landed like this?
Yeah,
They just like-
everyone would die. Everyone would smash their face into the seat.
Would they? I guess they would.
They've got moving
Get inertial-
sidewalks at airports already. Why not moving runways?
All you need is inertial dampeners.
Inertial dampening.
Yeah.
Is that from a film?
It's from
Inertia-
science.
Sounds like something from
Inertial.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Inertial.
It's like just lazy fiction. Like, oh, his gel layer took all that impact.
Yeah. It's just
Gel
like
layer.
it's like the fucking the gravitational pull of the moon. It fucking obscured the warp signature.
Here's what I don't understand
It's
about.
an actual line in Star Trek.
I think they delivered it a little more confidently.
Here's what I don't understand about
50% more.
landing gear is that why there's only one set of landing gear. Like landing gear is the most important thing when you're in the air. You
Well,
need
I
to
would
land on
argue
wheels.
wings are more
Yeah,
important
I
in
like
the air.
the engine, the wings. Pretty much all of it's the most important when you're flying
Right.
a giant metal tube.
But you have
According to
two
Twitter, crash
engines.
has a definition. A crash is a landing from which you cannot take off again. That's a crash.
Oh.
That's an interesting distinction. So if you're out of gas, you crashed. You know, the pilot goes home, fucking plane crash.
Someone opens
Wow.
the emergency door, crashed.
Yeah, fucking dickhead, like the guy who quit his job.
No, there was also
On
last
JetBlue.
week there was a guy in China who did that. What was it? South China Airlines or something like that?
Oh yeah, idiot! Just got up. And,
Yeah.
like you wanted fresh air, so we opened the emergency exit.
Yeah, his defense was, well, no one told me you couldn't open it.
He had never flown before, and he was just like, "Oh no, I didn't know." He just opened the door and it went.
There's security footage from the tarmac of the plane like taxiing up to the gate and the slide
Holy
just deploys
shit.
out.
Really?
Wow.
It's great, and they didn't prosecute him because he was a first-time flyer.
Should have fucking thrown him in jail.
Should have fucking thrown him down the slide.
But here's
That's a reward then.
Yeah, not with a plane still moving.
here's the thing with the engines and stuff. Like it's all important. Landing gear is important. Engines are important.
It is.
You have two engines. You can
do.
fly with one engine.
You can.
If you lose a wheel, you can't land on that side because the whole plane will crash.
If you, yeah.
you
I
But
mean,
they
one-
have lots of wheels on each side.
They
Right,
do.
but why don't they have two sets of landing gear?
what? Okay, so
So like side by side, one set can come down, you can land. If it breaks, send down the other set.
why don't they have a second set of wings too? Just like 4 wings.
Yeah, like if a wing falls off, they just hit a button and another one like poop shoots
How
out.
often does a wing fall off?
How often
When's
does
the
a wing
last
fall
time
off?
you've heard of a wing falling
I saw a
off?
video yesterday, but I look them up all the time. So that might be why I
You
saw
don't
that
hear.
video.
You don't hear.
what made it fall off? Just fell off in the air.
It was a C-130 that was fighting a fire, and it went in, jumped all the water, and then went to take off again. And then as it made that turn, the fucking wings just fell off. I don't think it's funny. I mean, I thought it was interesting to see, but I'm pretty sure that did not end well. I'm sure that was a crash.
Yeah. Yeah.
No wings is definitely a crash.
Yeah, that's definitely a crash.
I don't think you hear about wings falling off of planes because that's not how they say that. They say the plane crashed and fell out of the sky. That's how you hear about that. They don't ever.
So
like
you
these
can
things-
crash like engine failure or
crash
like
midair.
weather, right?
You can crash midair.
You don't. That's if you midair
I mean, if you
collision. You don't
hit
crash
another
till you hit the
plane.
ground.
But if you have a situation which means you can't take off again, you've crashed already before you've landed.
You're going to crash.
Yeah.
You're going to have
you're
the
about to
landing in order to not be able to take off again.
Attention, this is the pilot speaking. I'd like to apologize. We just crashed.
Yeah.
Prepare for crash in about 3 minutes.
Yeah, prepare
So
for
if
landing.
you landed, knocked off all your wheels, crashed, but then slid up onto a giant skateboard, have you uncrashed?
That's not a crash landing. It's the best recovery of all time.
Because you could take off because the wheels would just glide you
Everyone
up.
laughed at me when I built a giant skateboard. But who's laughing now?
We made it to the gate on
I'm
time.
telling you, you
and
can
hit our
land a
turnaround.
fucking plane on it.
We did a sweet ollie as we were coming in into a fucking plane. Did a kickflip.
Ashley wants to
You
give
gotta
us
get it off the ground.
Ashley wants to give us clarification on our weird Chinese people stories. She says in one of the stories, you're talking about two different things, by the way, in China. In one, a guy opened the exit and deployed the site because he didn't feel like replaning. Or excuse me, he didn't feel like waiting to deplane. The other was the first-time flyer who opened the door over the wing because he didn't know that he couldn't do that. So two people opened doors in planes on China. I'm actually surprised we're not hearing more stories out of China of just people losing their shit yet. You know what I mean? Because I think it's like all headed that way.
About what?
Well, I think, China is growing economically, and as a country develops, the people there just get more into their own experience, and they eventually just get so self-centered, and there's so many fucking Chinese people that I'm just amazed, just on pure statistics and percentages, that we don't hear about people losing their shit constantly in China.
What?
Well, maybe it happens all the time and we just don't hear it here.
Yeah, we need to have news that reports on China in the U.S. I would watch that all the fucking
We should have, I think we've talked about this before, about having our weird China news segment for the podcast.
Oh, that'd be great.
Just about people losing their shit.
Well, Taiwan, they do that news about us where they do the shitty CG animations.
Yeah.
It is my goal. It is my goal in
Yeah.
life to be the subject of one of those. I don't know what it'll take, but I would love to be.
You
the
got to go
subject of one of those.
crazy.
So you want
Yeah.
a segment called Weird China?
I think I'd come up with a different name.
Was
for
it weird China or weird Russia?
I had been talking about China.
Okay.
'Cause at the time, I think it was after we told a story about the guy who jumped off the third story of the mall rather than continue shopping with his girlfriend.
Dude, what? I feel ya. After Christmas, you kind of know where that guy's coming from.
What, from shopping?
Yeah.
Do online. What are you doing?
What's that?
Do online.
Just all that stuff is it's just too much.
It's
I had to
effort.
go to the mall for, I can't even tell you what, like 2 days before Christmas. Nightmare.
What were you
Awful.
buying?
I don't know, what was I buying?
That's like something out of an
no, we
apocalypse.
just asked.
Also, people turn into animals in the parking lot in general, and then around the holidays.
Oh,
it's
people are terrible.
And the
a million times
stores. I
worse.
mean, it's like walking through a fucking war zone. Like,
like-
everything's exploded.
it's
Shit's
like a
all over
zombie
the floor.
movie.
It's like to the point where even if it's a place where the employees have to come by and restock things and pick, they're just like, fuck it, it's Christmas. I'm not picking it up.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's-
some
but-
asshole's gonna tear through it and fuck it up. I'll just
Right.
wait. I'll just wait.
It affects you too, or affects me at least. Like I'll be walking through the mall and I'll be on like this tear. It's like, oh, I got this line. There's like all these people, and I'm somehow navigating all this, and then I get to that couple that's just going fucking slow as shit, just looking at everything, and I like stop, and they've slowed me down for maybe 5 seconds, and I think, I fucking hope you die. it's like that little level of inconvenience. Just like my brain immediately is like, you're terrible. Just,
I was kind of cheery when I landed in Austin just now. I was like, yeah, I'm back in Austin. It's exciting. And then some woman started coming towards us instead of deplaning. The bag was behind. So she's like swimming through people, and I was like, I want to blow up the plane now. I want everyone to die because of her. Instant
awful.
rage.
I was enraged coming back from Jersey just because I had a direct flight. I get on. I got like economy plus, so I'm right near the front.
Dude, extra leg room.
Extra leg room,
Yeah.
and you can get the fuck off the plane faster. I was like row number 8, and fucking we take off, and or I get on the plane. And I have my carry-ons, and as I check in, they like hand me the carry-on thing where you know how if the carry-on compartment's full, they'll
Yeah,
take
like
it.
gate
oh,
check.
that's like losing the lottery.
Yeah, and they'll just put it under the plane. It's not like you don't have to get it from baggage.
Right,
But
they
they'll
bring
put
it
it
out
on
to
your
you.
plane, and then they bring it back out.
You get it on the jetway.
It's the most inefficient way to check baggage.
right.
Yeah.
It sure is.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm
it's
just
really
like,
easy when you get on the plane. They just go, oh, here's your ticket. Let me take your bag from you.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm boarding group 2. So I was kind of surprised the plane was already full, and I'm like, all right, sure, whatever. You know, I fucking threw the thing. I get on. It's like 80% empty. Like the whole fucking bin, like everything is empty. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, nah, fuck this. I turn back out. I fight through like 4 people because I'm right near the front. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm getting my bag. I see the guy walking off of my bag. I'm like, God damn it. God damn it. I was so pissed off. Like I'm just sitting on the plane.
Was it a small plane? Like
Was
a
it a
2 and 2?
wheelie?
It was a 2 and 2 on each side.
Yeah.
But I'm watching boarding group 3, 4, and 5 all get on. Like the fourth from the last person's bringing bags on the plane. I'm like, you motherfucker, you motherfucking piece of shit.
What was
Like,
in your bag?
I was so pissed off.
you
Nothing.
wanted?
It was just well, the only thing I didn't want broken is I had
bunch of kick shit.
I had frames and I had glass. I had glassware that I had wrapped in like newspaper and shit like that, and it was like perfectly
Doesn't matter.
fit.
It's his bag.
And I was just like,
You paid a ticket.
don't like
You
give
paid
me the
more
like
for economy plus.
There's no space. So,
Yeah.
you know, here's that. And then I get on, and it's like, oh yeah, you didn't have
The
to.
problem
do that.
is at
I'm
the
like,
end
you
of the flight,
fuck.
you're standing in the goddamn
Dude,
jetway.
I was there for 20 fucking minutes.
It's the
waiting
worst.
For
The
my
worst
bag.
is when everyone lines up on one side, then one genius has the idea of, oh, I'm going to wait on the other
Yup,
side.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
and then fucking 8 more people did it. So now I'm standing there, and there's like literally 4 inches of space in the aisle, and I'm like, assholes, get on one fucking side.
That system is so efficient
God
when you're
damn
getting
it.
on the plane and when you're getting off the plane. It is the biggest clusterfuck in the world. It takes twice as long as getting your bags checked at the carousel.
There was this thing I never had with a flight where, because the weather was okay in Jersey, it was really, really cold. I mean, it was actually a little warmer there than it was in Austin, but I guess the headwinds were really strong, and because it was already a smaller plane, they didn't fucking change the plane. I mean, it wasn't that tiny by any means, but yes, it had 2 seats on each row instead of 3. But it's a 4.5 hour. It's like a 3.5 hour flight there, 4.5 hour flight back. But I guess the headwinds were so strong the whole way. They flat out said like an hour before we departed, we're departing on time, but we need to stop halfway in Nashville to refuel because we're gonna burn so much fuel because just the headwinds are so strong. We don't have enough fuel to get there, so we have to land.
weird.
Fuel up.
Scheduled landing.
Yeah, land, fuel, not get off the plane, and then just take off again.
A
and
nonstop flight.
and then continue. Yeah, on a nonstop flight.
That's
and then
somebody's
and then
delivered a
continue
package.
to and then continue to Austin. It's like that's bizarre, but still like nowhere near as inconvenient as many flights that have boned me on delays and layovers and all kinds of that. So I'm just like, whatever. It was kind of odd because it's a 4.5 hour flight, and the guy's like, yeah, it should only add 30 minutes to an hour to the flight. It added like 2 hours. Like we flew for maybe an hour and 40 minutes or so, landed in Nashville. It was pretty quick. It was like 25 minutes. And then there's 2 women in front of me. Of course, they're bitching the whole time. Probably like women in their late 40s, and they were, they were getting their wine on the whole time.
Yeah.
And they're bitching the whole time, like if you don't have enough fuel, get a bigger fucking plane. What the fuck? And they're having a fucking fit. Like
They
this
should
is-
run the airline.
This is like I could have flown the plane
Yeah.
better than this. It's just like, why don't they fill it up all the way? And the pilot literally explains that the plane is full, but it's just going to use more fuel than usual. But they just don't grasp it. So when he gets on and we're right about to take off, you could turn your cell phones back on while we
Yeah.
were waiting. So they're calling everybody. They're calling like the fucking, like New York Times, like that's unbelievable. We landed to refuel. And then the pilot's like, all right, we're ready to take off. The flight to Austin will be about 3 hours. And they just fucking lost it. Like that was another 3 hours. It was just like, I'm like, what are you going to do? You going to go fly the fucking plane? It made it so much more enjoyable for me because I had the economy plus, I had the leg room. I was just sitting there. I never had to move. The fact that I didn't have to get off the plane, their pain and misery just made it so much better for
Nice.
me, where I was like, just keep bitching. Just keep fucking complaining. Did the thing.
I love how into the spirit of the holidays we are.
Lindsay and I were getting into it, like, but as they got louder and louder, bitching more and more, we started making fun of them more and more. We'd be like, oh, I'll just fucking fly the plane. And then like at the point when Lindsay's like, yeah, this is fucking refueling just stupid. Why don't we just like run out of fuel in midair and crash the plane? Like, this is so fucking stupid. I got places to be.
No shit, just open the windows. We'll stick our arms out and flap.
One time
We
I was
got
flying
this.
back from DC to Austin. It was a nonstop. And it was a similar thing where there was a lot of headwind. And they're like, listen, there's too much headwind. We need 20 volunteers to get off the plane. That way we can have enough fuel to get to Austin. And we're like, oh, shit. This is serious. So then like people are starting to volunteer and everything. And then like 10 minutes later, they're like, oh, you know what? Never mind. We're going to go ahead and let everyone on the plane. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Right.
Why can we fly with everyone now when we couldn't a
We
minute
waited
ago?
the 20 people that got off. It should be good.
That's mental.
No, those people, no one got off.
Oh.
They let everyone get back on
They
the
were just
plane.
like, yeah, we were wrong.
I guess the weather just died down.
So did they deplane the whole
No,
plane?
it was before we had gotten on the plane. They were like, we need
okay.
20 volunteers
Okay.
to take the later
Well, they
flight.
could offer credit to people in like nice.
Yeah, but no one wanted to wait.
Weren't you on the plane with us to Amsterdam when we went to go
aborted takeoff?
We went to go take off. We had an aborted takeoff, which I've never had before. You look at the engine's rev. You go, ooh, here we go.
You're always like, your heart is always like, oh, I'm in takeoff mode. Like you always try and act cool when you're taking off, like pretend you don't care.
Do you? I usually put on my shades and pop my collar.
But usually I'm like
taking off, baby.
I'm usually asleep by this point.
I try to pretend like I don't care, but really I'm like, we're going really fast. But then they just whacked on the brakes, and we were all just like, oh, God.
Did you hit the mic?
Yeah.
You need an inertial damper.
It was like 1/3 of the way down the runway. We just hit the brakes, and then it stopped, and then they were like, huh. Something's going on up here.
Yeah, they had an emission.
Admission from we've told this before, but the crazy part about it was they came on the intercom 5 minutes later. We didn't move from the middle of the runway, and they go, everything's good, we're gonna take off now. Took off in the middle of the runway. Just like didn't go back or anything, like try again. It was just like, yeah, we're just gonna go from here.
Yeah, fuck it. They eyeballed it, like, they went up space.
Yeah, they totally fucking eyeballed it.
Key.
I think planes can take off a lot sooner than they do. Like, pilots just like to haul ass down a runway because it feels like they're driving a really fast car.
Yeah, do you think?
Yeah, I would do it.
Do you think they have the window rolled down
I do
while
it
they're
in
on the
GTA.
runway?
They're going just as fast in the air, not faster.
Yeah, but if you're going along the ground,
That's
like,
totally different.
Yeah, if
It's
you're
totally
in the air, it's
different.
just like,
That's what I always try to tell myself. Like if when there's turbulence in a plane, it can be pretty bad. But if you were in a car and you felt those kind of bumps and stuff, you wouldn't think twice about it.
Be like potholes or a cobble street or something.
Yeah, just a shitty road.
Yeah.
Because we live in Austin where the fucking roads are shitty.
but if your car stops, you don't hit the ground.
Google Fiber is about to come through my neighborhood, and they better fucking fix all the roads when they come through.
Let me read this. I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Shelling out $20 for one pack of razors feels like getting punched in the gut. Stop getting abused by razor prices. Join DollarShaveClub.com. For a few bucks, DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors and grooming supplies right to my door. I use their most popular razor, the 4X. It's engineered with 4 stainless steel blades and an aloe vera lubricating strip. I've shaved with everything out there, and the 4X gives me a phenomenally close shave. You can see it. See, I demonstrated. Shave the smarter way. Go to dollarshaveclub.com/roosterteeth. That's dollarshaveclub.com/roosterteeth. Big thanks to Dollar Shave Club. I was able to make a fool of myself with my facial hair thanks to their fine products.
I'm gonna join that this month. I have yet to join it.
Absolutely should.
Do that.
No reason not to. You were saying Google Fiber's going to be coming through.
Yeah,
so is the fiber not already installed?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Well, they gotta
Do they have
make
to,
it googly.
Do they have to trench fiber?
What?
Do they have to bury fiber?
I'm sure they do.
Is that already run?
They build their own network. Otherwise, it's going to every city.
AT&T already laid fiber, didn't they?
I think they did. I think we could probably lease lines from AT&T. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming fiber has a lot of capacity on it for data to go through, but I'm already signed up with AT&T, so I'm not worried about it. Because one of the things that happened with Google Fiber was when they announced they were coming, suddenly all of our internet service providers in Austin became awesome overnight.
Mine did.
Yeah, even Time Warner, who
My Time Warner's like 4 times faster and it was free.
fucking bailed on
I'm
those
an
guys
internet
fast.
slob.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you
Snob
are.
now. I went to England. It's awful.
Yeah.
Everything's as slow as knobs.
I'm so glad I got my upgrade after I came back from Australia because that was shit too. Australia has doo-doo internet.
They have
And it's capped.
fantastic beer, though.
Oh, yeah, they do. They got fantastic a lot of things, not internet though.
Not internet.
I also like to point out something that just happened that just made me laugh of just looking at this on the podcast. So Burnie earlier, he had the burp. So he pushed his microphone far away and I was really confused.
This is the move. Want to see the move?
He
Here
pushed it
goes.
away. Then he leaned even further to the left and burped and then pulled it back. Gavin, just a moment ago, literally leaned into the microphone and burped directly into it.
Well, look, we're different
Like
people.
he leaned in closer.
That's like a little gift for the audio listeners' ears. Like they got their
we're quite-
earbuds in. It's like Gavin burped. He had a straw, stuck it in your ear, and
dude.
burped right into your ear.
Dude, play that back. Play that back.
We should do one of those binaural podcasts. You know where they they have the model head
Yeah.
and they put the mics in the ear holes. We should just all just sit around someone's head, and then when they close their eyes and listen to the podcast, we'll be like in the room with them.
When are we going to go see Baba? Me and you.
Oh, I want him to rub my head down.
They did New Year's resolution this year.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I didn't do my.
Gavin and I have basically the same ASMR. What's that? Is that what it's called?
ASMR.
Triggers.
Yeah.
Where
Makes you
like
kind of sleepy and tingly.
yeah, like watching people get their head rubbed in like Indian.
What?
If you want to go watch something amazing, go watch the way that the Indian and Turkish barbers like cut people's hair. It's way different than they do it in
It's
America.
like pulling down energy and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
I have the
It
thing.
burn
I
your
don't know if
hair?
you've ever had it. It's called ASMR, but you kind of get weird and tingly if you watch something or listen to something that's kind of relaxing.
It's like a boner for your skin.
Like watching this guy rub this
know.
dude's head. It feels like all of my hair for me starts to like stand up, and I'm like, is my hair moving? No, it's not.
So
But
we
it
always
feels
said
like
we want
it
to go
is.
see this guy. And like some guy posted a video of him getting a head massage with this guy in like this awful like backwater stand in somewhere in India. This tiny shop that's smaller, probably about less than half the size of this stage that we're on is his whole shop. And he's getting a head rub from this Indian dude, Baba. And there's probably 9 other people who have made videos going to visit this guy
From seeing him on YouTube.
From seeing that one video, and they all go, "I'm gonna go see this guy and get my head rubbed by him." So they go and they get their head rubbed,
I
and
just
they
don't know
post
how
it.
we would find it.
It's called the world's greatest head massage. I have the address. I have Baba's address.
But do you think he's still there?
Yeah,
we
he's still
call
making
in?
You got his
videos.
phone number? Can we call? Can we make a reservation?
Can I make an
He
appointment?
actually went through a phase where he got like real outwardly performing because he realized people were taking videos of him.
Yeah, you see him like eye up the camera, and then he's like,
But
as
Gavin
long
and I
as
gotta
it
go visit
doesn't
him.
affect the quality of the rub,
Exactly.
Yeah, he can play with it.
But there's
It's
one
fine.
you'd like, which he's talking about the binaural recording, which is they take 2 mics, yikes, and they put them exactly the same distance as your ears would be. And then they just do things like they walk around in the room and everything and
well,
record
the important
right
thing is
channel,
they
left
also
channel.
have ears on them
Do they?
because the way sound goes into your ear, it hits all this crap,
Yeah.
and it sounds a certain way.
Gavin's pointing
and then
to
your
the
brain,
shape of his ear
The lobe.
by the
and then your
crap.
brain calculates like the time change. I
professional.
keep hitting the mic.
I know.
Between the 2 ears, and that's
Yeah,
how
you've
you.
been gone.
That's how you sense like spatial direction of hearing.
But there's one on you have to have headphones to really get the full effect. On YouTube, you can pull up this video that's getting your hair cut at a barber shop. And like they're cutting with scissors and stuff. And it feels like you're getting your hair cut just from the sound.
One of the
Weird.
weirdest sensations is when they put a plastic bag over the model head, and
Yeah.
it feels like you've just been bagged.
Suffocated.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I don't know how long they've been around, but I had never heard of
I think that
these recordings before like
Virtual
3 or 4
barber
years
thing
ago.
is from like 1995 or something.
Is it really?
It's really
Okay.
old.
Yeah. Well, we were talking earlier. I said I accidentally tweeted to Lydia because I was like making fun of like typing on my computer. The reason I had her tweet up is that earlier this week she tweeted that she was on her flight. I helped a guy propose on stage at Minecon in Vegas in 2011. Today I sat next to his friend on a flight from Zurich to Tampa. What a small world. And all I could take away from that was there's a fucking Zurich to Tampa flight, a direct flight. I can't get a direct flight from anywhere.
Was it the
to
10 a.m.,
Austin.
the 10:30 a.m., the 11 a.m., or the 11:30 a.m.?
And I was like, what? I was like, what in the world? It's like, what does it take to qualify for a flight, like a direct flight to Zurich?
Fucking Tampa?
Tampa, Florida.
Like
direct flight.
the world-class cities of Zurich and Tampa.
Somebody in Switzerland might wake up and go, I got to catch a Buccaneers game today. Or Devil Rays. Is that Tampa Bay Devil Rays? Is that what they are?
Fuck if I know. What is that, hockey?
But baseball.
What would be,
baseball, I
what
don't
would be
know.
the weirdest?
Baseball died to me in 94.
The weirdest
Why?
flight.
The strike.
Really?
I gave up. Stopped baseball.
You didn't give a shit about baseball
I
before that.
fucking loved baseball.
Really?
Yeah, I was like a baseball almanac for everything up until 94. And I was like, fuck it.
Really? That did it for you, huh?
Yep.
That was the same way with football before the Oilers left Houston. Then when the Oilers went away, I was like, fuck these guys.
So
Yeah,
we were talking
me
about
too.
flying, and I don't think I told the story. I've been meaning to tell the story. I don't think I told the story in the podcast yet. When was it back in November? I was flying from LA to Austin, and like I got to the airport early. I was like, there's an earlier flight to Austin. I'm gonna get to the airport. I'm gonna see if I can get on it. So I showed up to the airport really early. Got up to the counter. I was like, hey, can I get on this earlier flight? They're like, oh no, that flight's full. You can't get on it. It's like, fuck. And I'd already returned my rental car, so now it's the deal where I was stuck in the airport for 5 hours.
Oh god.
So I thought, all right, I'll buy a day pass for the Admirals Club for American Airlines. It's like $50. I get to sit in like a big comfy recliner. No one's going to bother
Drink.
me. Yeah, I can plug my laptop in, drink, and do my shit.
Jerk off.
Yeah, jerk off.
There's like fucking places to nap.
Yeah,
in there
it's
too,
awesome.
Right?
So like I go in there, I plug in my laptop, sit in front of the TV, got this big old recliner, put my headphones on, I'm like listening to music, browsing the internet, and I feel someone tap my shoulder. And I look over, and it's like this old Asian lady. So I take my headphones off, and she looks at me and goes, ¿Hablas español? And I was like, a little bit. And she goes, oh, okay. Then with like in heavily like Spanish accented English, she starts talking to me. And I'm like, well, maybe she needs help or something. So I'm like, listen to her, like I'm going to help this lady. And then I realize that she's a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, no.
And she's like, listen, I know we all have questions in life, and we think we can go to our friends or our family, but really there's only one place you can go for answers. I see you have a computer. Do you have internet on there? You can go to this website. And she gives me like the Jehovah's Witness website, like all the answers. You just type in your question, and it can all help you. And she's got like the literature and the book, and I'm like, what the fuck am I? And I was like, no, listen, I was like, I'm okay, really,
This
I'm
is
okay.
in the lounge?
She was in the fucking Admirals Club.
What?
And I was like, really, go away. I'm fine, go away.
Because it was like the storage place. You'd be like, okay, and you
No,
convert
I
to.
put my headphones back on because I felt violated.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I put my headphones back on, and so then she went immediately to the next person over and started
Was
talking
she
to them.
flying or was she just in there?
Fuck if I know.
Dude, it's like the level of like seriousness when dealing with a Jehovah's Witness of that magnitude. You literally said Jehovah's Witness. Somebody in the control room went, "Oh!" Like it was the loudest reaction I've heard yet.
I've never had experience with them. What did they see Jehovah do? Why are they called? Well, I don't understand it. What is it?
It's just a religion.
Who's Jehovah?
Jehovah's another name for God.
And they saw him.
They are his witness. Like, they're out to spread his teachings.
Huh?
Yeah,
And they
I
like
saw,
to come to your house.
That reminds me of the.
You peek out the blinds and you don't answer.
That made me think of the first time I went to LA with you, Burnie, back in like 2001. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was earlier than that. It was like 2000. It was pre 9/11, so anyone could just walk up to the gates.
It's mental.
And we were there. We were waiting for our flight from LA back to Austin, and we were in the gate. I'm sitting next to Burnie, and this woman, this Japanese woman, starts coming around like handing out cards and like flowers, and it's like, buy a flower for me for $5 or whatever. And I'm like, no, thank you. And she's like just making the rounds, talking to everyone. And then like out of nowhere, this deaf guy comes running up and like starts hitting the cards and the flowers out of her hands, going, no. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And I guess it was like his territory. And he was mad that she was like asking for money there because it was like,
shit.
it was his place to like work the crowd. And I was like, where am I? It was like so weird. And to this day, every time I know that gate in LAX, every time I pass by the gate, I'm like, that's where the Japanese woman fought the deaf dude right there.
The Japanese lady was not
Holy
deaf.
shit.
No. She was just like giving out flowers and cards and asking for like a couple bucks in
It's
return.
like the idea of someone just like smacking flowers.
It was so fucking weird.
So somebody gave us how to
Holy
tell
shit.
if landing is a crash or not. And this is Based Mio, Maria Ayala on Twitter. She said, the 5 signs of crash. 1, no wings. 2, all burned up. 3, passengers outside the plane. I don't know what the last 2 are. I don't remember. Those are the 5 signs of crash.
That's
nice
the
callback.
ultimate
Callback. Yeah, that's a great callback.
So technically,
Matt's 5 signs of death.
landing a plane, crashing it
That was
through
awesome.
into the terminal through the glass, and then backing it out and taking off, you didn't crash.
assuming you could take off.
I mean,
think
you
you could.
fucking crashed, Gavin.
No.
For God's sake, no one is gonna go. Technically, they took off.
No, someone would.
They're
I would
gonna
argue
crash.
that would be-
Yeah, Gavin would.
That would
That's
definitely be a
who would.
crash because they would not let that plane take off. They would ground the plane based on what
Still
happened.
work. They'd be like, sorry.
So
and
it's
then
a
they throw it in
judgment call, is
reverse.
what you're saying.
If
Some
you-
dude going, you crashed. And he's like, did I though? And he's like, yeah, you
They
crashed.
have the
if you
crash
go into the
crash
airport-
determinator.
That was the point I was trying to make, Gavin. Is that they're all technically landings. Some of them are just way better than others, right? Some of
Yeah.
them, the plane doesn't smash to the ground and crumple and burn.
You gotta
Some
look
of them
at like
they don't.
the area of the landing. Like if it's like a mile wide zone, then
But
you
like,
didn't land good.
if you're landing on a deserted island where there's an airport, and you land and you crash the plane into the glass, and then you back it out and fly away, I would say, yeah, that probably wasn't a crash. You landed really, really poorly.
So the definition of plane crash is you can't take off again. What's the definition of a car crash?
I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't know what a car crash is.
When you have to exchange
when
insurance.
a car hits another car. Like
what if
I
a
mean, it
car
definitely is.
hits a wall?
what are the distinctions? There's a land and a
I
crash.
think at that point it's this crunch,
Oh my God.
like the noise.
But you're either
You can't silently crash a car. Therefore, if you make a loud noise with your car, you crashed it.
I think
What if you crash it in a vacuum?
What
a
if you
car
just-
touching another car.
What if you just beep the horn?
Do you have any more of these?
Yeah.
A car touching another car is a crash. Like if a
That's
plane
a collision.
if
But is
a-
it a crash?
I would say it's a crash. I would.
I mean, I would too, but we're talking about Gavin.
No, that's a
here.
collision. A
It's
crash would be if you can't drive the car away.
I don't think it applies. I don't
I
think
mean,
it applies.
if you can drive the car away and you like fucking smash into someone's car, I mean, you've still crashed into them.
Do you enjoy starting these conversations? You're
course he
totally
does.
checked out. You're not even listening
He's just
anymore.
like,
You're just
"What are you
staring
guys
blankly at
talking
your beer.
He had 10
I just-
hours on the flight to think of stupid shit to say.
Is that what you were doing?
But to be fair, it was 10 hours on the flight. So when you do the time zone, it was actually 20 hours. So you had twice as much
Exactly.
time.
I had
to
almost
come
a
up with-
week on the plane
Yeah.
to think about
You
Christmas.
look older since like you aged twice as much since you've gone with the time change.
My dad took me to the airport this morning. He said I looked terrible. What
some
is
good
this then?
fatherly
What is it?
advice.
I think
you
I've just been.
you do look a bit scruffy. Maybe that's what he meant.
I
Just
think I've
like,
just been tired.
Keep using that word. Keep calling him scruffy.
I mean, that was the second time I used it.
He is kinda
Scruffy's kind of lovable.
It was a
He's kinda
callback to
scruffy.
me, you know, it's not bad, but
I
it's
think I've just
definitely like,
been
for Gavin, he hasn't
consistently
shaved in a
tired
bit.
for about since like September because I went to England like a million times.
Yeah.
for
I feel you
Billboard
there.
Crap.
I feel you there.
Landed straight into Laser Team. After that,
Let me
went
tell
to
you,
England.
Laser Team was tiring.
Yeah, and I'm still tired. Honestly, I've just
it-
been tired for 3
It
months.
took me, you fucked off and you went to another country and all that shit. It took me like 2 weeks after Laser Team to finally not be tired. I figured I got off, I slept like 10 hours the first night. I'm like, yeah, I woke up, I was tired all the next day. I went to sleep, I was fucking tired the next day. I was just like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
I want to take a week off.
Yeah,
Just
I
sit at
am
home.
taking a
I
week
want to
off.
sit a week home
That's what I'm doing.
with Andy Pandy,
Yeah.
little red face.
Yeah, he comes in tomorrow. I'm coming in Wednesday, and then I'm not coming back till like the 12th.
All right, this is going to bring me to my next topic.
Okay.
I came into work today. This really upsets me.
Uh-oh.
This really upsets me. This really upsets me. But I'm going to get through
You're
this.
laughing about it.
A little bit. I'm trying to.
Okay.
I'm laughing through the pain.
Let's be
I'm laughing
serious.
through the
Let's
pain.
be serious here.
Gus,
Uh-oh.
I'm going to. No. It's nothing to do with
Okay.
you. But I'll just ask you, unprompted here. I'm going to ask you a question. You just answer as quickly as you can.
Listen up.
Okay? You're throwing stuff.
As you said, you're throwing. You knocked your
Hold on.
beer over and
Hold on.
spilled it all over.
Pour the
and
beer off of your laptop.
That's the way Gus and I vamp. I'm good.
that was glorious.
That laptop likes Corona.
It's fine. There's no holes there.
Your leg
I'm willing
is
to bet there are.
There's a couple creases. That's about it.
Sorry, officer. I swear I've been drinking. It's my laptop.
You're throwing stuff away in a dumpster. What's the number one rule of throwing stuff away in the dumpster? One rule.
Break down boxes.
Break down your fucking boxes. It's
true.
Break down your fucking boxes. And it's after Christmas. A lot of people have boxes they don't want to throw away at their curb, right? They don't want to do or they just want to take them out to their apartment, the dumpster, and throw them away there, or they live in a house and they can't put it in the fucking recycling bin. So we have this nice thing at the office where there's a huge fucking recycling bin the size of a dumpster, and we can take our boxes and throw them away.
it's a dumpster though.
Just based on evidence, somebody threw away like 3 boxes in the dumpster. Huge boxes. Was it not you?
Point at me for
He was
it.
pointing at Michael.
Throw his shit.
Oh, you didn't?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I was really mad at you because the top box was a massive curved TV box.
Still in my garage. It wasn't me.
I thought I could have sworn it was you.
Nope.
I'm cursed
Who
your name
else
today,
bought a
and I
curved TV then?
apologize for doing it.
So there's 3 people here that own a
to be fair,
Ryan?
I absolutely plan on bringing that here, but I'm
Yeah.
already going to flatten it out because I also worked
Yeah, I was
as
saying-
an electrician for 5
Not
years.
flattening a box. That doesn't seem like a Michael thing. Michael seems like a flattening box
Not
kind
only
of guy.
would I flatten them and just to take away in the truck and shit, every week at the end of the week, all the boxes we'd bring back to the shop, a lot of them we'd save because when you go into a job and you have random shit like boxes of screws and all kinds of shit like that, you put them in, just like a big cardboard box and you throw that in the bed of the truck. But eventually you end up with way more than you need. So not only would I have to flatten them every fucking week, I would flatten them all and tie them all with rope and leave them on the side of the curb so they didn't fucking blow all over the place. Like string, really, not rope.
Yeah.
But
Good
wait,
guy, Michael Jones.
Certainly.
a TV
Definitely
box.
not me.
A TV box
I
is full of.
apologize for
It's all right.
insinuating it could be you.
There was some fierce finger pointing at
There
me.
was.
It was like 3 in a row.
Wait till you see the box. Wait.
But you don't have to break down a TV
pictures
box.
of the dumpster today.
There's no point in breaking down a TV box. It's full of polystyrene. It's the size of the box.
Yeah, but it takes up that whole volume. You could flatten it, and it's additional volume. You
But
can
it's full
save.
of crap.
I will listen.
You can take that
full of
crap out and rearrange it, and that crap will break.
You can break that crap.
You also don't throw styrofoam away in the recycling
Don't
bin.
you?
No.
No.
No, styrofoam's garbage.
Styrofoam is the worst stuff ever. You can't recycle it.
Styrofoam is like fucking poison.
Patrick, picture of the
liquid.
dumpster coming
I don't know
at
why
you.
I said liquid, but
All right.
Why
that's why
can't
nobody
you
uses
recycle it?
styrofoam anymore because you can't recycle it. That's why nobody uses it.
We talked
anymore.
about the
What if
podcast
you
last
melt
week.
it?
The dude who
I
invented
don't
those.
know. I don't know why. You just can't. Okay.
It comes with some electronics still, and it did come with my TV.
It also came with my TV. I'm holding on to it. I'm in the just in case my TV blows up phase. I'm still holding on to it.
How big is your TV?
It's 65 inches.
All right, no, it's not your TV then.
I just put it in the garage.
big was the
today.
one in
How big,
the-
how big
the
was that
dumpster?
son of a bitch?
That one was 40 inches.
Wait.
Come at
There
me?
is no curved 40-inch TV. I think I know where we're going with this.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
There are 2 new 40-inch TVs in here.
There are?
Is it that?
Is it this TV? Is it a Samsung?
Yep.
Oh, you sons of bitches.
Wow.
Patrick, you're going to be posting incriminating evidence. Look at that dumpster.
Oh, shit.
There's the janitor, Patrick saying.
It's all fucking boxes. It's just like, that's so much wasted space.
Look, that one on the right. It's not. It's 90% out.
It really is.
I want to show you something. That's a 40-inch. I think I have the same exact TV that you have because I have the 65-inch. That little line of blue you see in the front is my broken down box that I slid down the front of everything else. And then there's a second picture I sent him, which I took down the photo. It's all just stacked. Somebody just stacked a bunch of boxes.
Well,
in
yeah,
there.
there's obviously another not broken down box
I like
right
that
there
you were
as well.
so mad you stopped your truck next to it to take the picture.
I was
He's
throwing
like,
my box.
I'm getting out of this shit. But seriously, you do that shit? It's like,
Look at that.
Yeah, that's absurd. You got a giant dumpster, and it's just like, yeah, I put 5 boxes in it.
It's just
It's such horseshit.
it's common
It's
sense.
such
You
horseshit.
break down a box, you get like 1,000 boxes in that. You don't break down a box, you get 5.
on
That's it.
nonstop all the time on construction sites, or just like someone renovating their house or whatever. If it's a big enough job or if it's a messy enough job, a lot of times there'll be a dumpster like there for a month or whatever. They'll rent it, especially if they're like doing roofing or flooring or any shit like that. And like my boss particularly, it would be fucking livid when you go out. Like we're flattening everything. Everything's like he's like super like anal retentive about that, which is how I learned to be that way.
It's a community thing.
Flatten everything out. You go out and it's just like the plumber just threw like 16 fucking boxes just like in the dumpster, and it's just like you fucking pay to get the dumpster taken away.
Yep.
When it's filled
With air.
and people and it's just like there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
There's nothing in it.
What's that?
You press the button, it goes.
If you have a
crushes it.
compactor, that's a totally different story.
Yeah, I mean,
if
it's
you've
different than a
invested in the
big dumpster.
compactor,
Then
then
you're paying for laziness at
you
that
don't
point.
have to break down your box.
It's pretty, especially
Smush 'em.
when you're on like a construction site when there's like a utility knife like every 4 feet. There's absolutely no reason that it's just like and then you flatten the box.
It's like the best feeling in the world.
super simple.
It's super awesome. to
I
be
do
able
it
to
at home. Like I do it at home every week because I have a little area where I pile up my recyclables that are too big to fit in the can.
Yeah.
Like I'll throw soda cans away or whatever. But if I get like a 12-pack, I put that empty box on the counter, and then when the counter gets a little filled, I break down every single box. I flatten them all up. Then I just take it outside and fucking slide. I do the same thing where like you slide it into the wall so it doesn't take up any fucking space. I usually wedge the bottom up against something that's already in the recycling bin, and I walk away and I was like, I just put 7 boxes in that took up 1 inch of space.
Right.
It's the best fucking feeling in the
Meanwhile,
world.
people are just chucking in like boxes.
Like
You don't give a
animals.
shit. Have you ever broken down a
He's a
box to
piece
throw it
of
away
shit. No
ever?
way.
I break down every box. I got a tiny recycling bin at home.
Yeah.
It's like this big.
See, that's when you learn. You got to do it. I got a new
I've
treadmill.
never got
for my-
satisfaction about taking up an inch of space
I
with
have.
a bunch of boxes.
I
though.
absolutely
I don't get
have.
wet over
I
that.
get lots of satisfaction
I
over
didn't
taking
get
up an inch of
wet,
space.
but I'm sorry. You just get wet over watching a guy get his fucking head rubbed.
I didn't get wet. I got tingly.
Here, let me read this other thing here. Want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by Hulu Plus. Whether you're at home, on winter break, traveling, or staying with family this season, you can watch your shows wherever you are with Hulu Plus. Right now, Hulu Plus has all the current season episodes of your favorite shows like How to Get Away with Murder, Once Upon a Time, and South Park. And Hulu Plus has all the past season episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Archer, American Horror Story, Sons of Anarchy, Key and Peele, Parks and Recreation. You probably watch Hulu on your computer. Hulu with a Plus subscription is so much more. Hulu works on your computer, smart TV, Roku, Apple TV, Xbox, Wii, PlayStation, pretty much any streaming device you already own. With Hulu Plus, you're in total control to stream as much as you want, whenever you want. Binge watch all the shows you're behind on or discover a new one. For only $7.99 a month, watch your fall shows anytime, anywhere. But if you use our code, if you use our link, you can get 2-week free trial when you go to huluplus.com/roosterteeth. 2 weeks is better than one. Make sure you go to huluplus.com/roosterteeth. You get the extra free week, and they know that we sent you. Big thanks to Hulu Plus for supporting the podcast, and big thanks to you guys for filming me while I did that.
You're welcome.
We got double coverage on that, Adam. You don't have to read it the next time.
Did you?
You got triple,
I don't.
actually.
You probably don't care anymore. But fucking Crystal Palace sacked their manager
Did they?
the day before this past
Do you think
weekend's
it was
game.
deserved?
Yeah, absolutely.
We didn't watch a single game together, by the way.
It's still going on.
Is there another Spurs Crystal Palace?
Yeah, in a couple weeks. I think second week of January.
Okay, where are we watching it?
Well, we'll figure it out. The Haymaker, I think, plays them.
Let's go there.
Yeah.
What time's it on?
I think that game's at 9 a.m.
I'm gonna get some poutine. I'm gonna watch some Spurs.
Some beer. Last time they
Some
drew.
beer. All right. Well, I think they're gonna win.
We'll
this
see how it goes. But the Eagles have a new manager though, so we'll see how it goes. Talking a little EPL.
Listen, dude, it's
English
all
Premier
manly.
League.
What do you want to hear? I can add to the manliness of this conversation.
I'll do it.
People have been asking me like what Ashley got me for Christmas that was on a pallet because we were talking about it last week.
You got a
that
pallet?
2 pallets showed up and they had things on
Was
it.
it an arcade machine?
No. This
cool, though.
appeals way more to me. She got me.
Wait.
Okay.
I think we should guess it.
He said it was manly.
It was manly and it would appeal to Burnie.
It's gonna be fitness equipment. I think.
He did just say he had a new treadmill.
You think working out like on fitness equipment is manly? But okay, go ahead.
I think he's trying
weights
to throw
are
me.
manly, weights are manly, right?
Weights are manly.
Those big round like barbells with the big round weights on them. With the
I don't
Spitting is manly.
think that really is just like weights. If weights are manly, because my trainer's a woman who could beat the shit out of me, and she's like, "This is how you lift weights."
Bo's pretty tough.
Fair play.
Bo's pretty tough.
Should we throw in some guesses?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
No, I have no idea. I'm gonna go with
Sibian.
a box crusher.
Sibian. Like
I
a
would think
huge
Sibian.
one.
What'd you say?
Dude,
I
I'd
reckon,
say one. Like I wouldn't shove it in me, but I'd try it out.
I reckon like an elliptical or something.
Well, Michael, you haven't lived.
What's your guess,
Any
Michael?
guesses? Any guesses?
No, I don't know.
She got me a full stand-up tool chest, like one of those rolling ones with all the drawers and the.
Oh, like the one that fell down the stairs in Home Alone 2.
Yeah. I just saw that movie. Sure. Yeah.
You have tools?
I grew up with a basement of
Dude,
fucking 50.
I have my whole garage disappeared into that thing. I have a fucking pegboard with where you take the saws off, and it's like that's where the saw goes back because it's on that pegboard.
Uh-huh.
That's what my garage
Here's my
looks
issue
like.
with that the size of that thing. I have never needed anything that wasn't in my toolbox, and that's this big.
Well, you don't
What have you
you
got?
don't do anything though.
What? Like what?
Like fix a car or do
Well, he just bought
plumbing
a
in
house.
your
I
own
assume he's
house.
gonna
I
start.
do shit all the time.
He's gonna start having
You
to do
do
stuff.
shit.
You have a ratchet
You don't
set?
do like mechanical shit.
Do you have a
like
ratchet set?
Yeah, I got ratchet.
specialist
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. You got one of those?
Yeah, I got one of those.
There you go. That's a drawer right there.
But
Bam.
what? Like, do you need a wall of tools?
Oh, well,
That's what you do.
Gavin, I already had it. I had shelves on my walls, and I put the shit on the shelves. Now it's all in this fucking badass tool chest. It's all fucking laid out. Like I open the fucking drawer. It's got the like the
I want
bottom.
you
It's
to
got
make-
foam.
I want you
His
to make a
face
video.
is intense. He's
It's got
very
all the
happy
pliers. I
about
got my
it.
needle nose pliers.
You should make a vlog
my
where
snub
you
nose
go
pliers.
through.
Side cutters in there.
God,
Got some
fucking, I'm
cable
happy as can be.
strippers.
I'm
Go
real
through your
happy.
drawers, make a video, document what's in every drawer, and I'm going to determine if you're ever going to use some of that
This
crap.
guy knows.
It was. I will say this. It is a little bit more tool chest than what I need. So there are some drawers where you get down to like
Room for expansion.
soaker hose. Maybe you don't need a drawer for the soaker hose, but I just put it
Do
in
you
there
have a
anyway.
drawer
Nice that
that's
it's there.
Do you have a drawer that's just paper, like instructions?
I have a
and
drawer
stuff?
that's just tape. All my tapes.
tape,
To be fair, there's
tape
like
is paper.
there's like 50 different kinds
I
of
got
tapes.
duct tape. I got
All
gaffer
my
tape. I got
tapes.
electrical tape. I got fluorescent electrical tape.
What was the second one?
Gaffer tape.
Okay.
Scotch tape.
No, there's no scotch tape in there, but I do have
You
clear
should
packing
add
tape.
it in
I do have
there,
clear
though.
packing tape in there.
Sellotape?
It's awesome.
Painter's tape.
Michael, it's the greatest thing ever.
The blue tape.
Even like an American flag on the wall behind it too. It's like fuck.
What did you get? What did you get, Ashley?
I got her a bunch of cool stuff.
Oh, cool.
I replaced her headphones.
She was getting there.
She had some Bose headphones that she's like worn to the point where like they're like leather pads on it and they're just like all the way through to the stuffing.
Yep.
So she's
The
like,
noise
I've got
canceling
that.
ones.
yeah. And so I got her the new Bose. And then I
Some people are weird with that. You got to be careful because they like that. You know, like like
The worn in.
like someone whose ass is imprinted in the couch and is like, I'm gonna get you a new couch. Like, I don't need a new couch. I don't need a new couch. I like this couch.
Dan's
Also,
granddad
yeah.
has a lazy boy like that. Do you remember the picture of the stain?
He almost knocked over
I
that
almost
beer
knocked my
again.
beer over again.
He caught it midair.
It's all good.
The lazy boy with the stain. Yeah,
Yeah, Dan's granddad stain. You can see like the outline of his body and his head and stuff.
yeah. It's like 30 years of
Yeah.
stain.
So
God,
gross.
yeah, I don't want to ever be
I'll
that
put a
attached
picture
to
in the
anything.
LinkedIn.
No, I agree. I go through a process where it's like I every now and then I'll whittle down my wardrobe. I'm like, I'm doing laundry because I don't have anything to wear, and I'm like, I got like 3 drawers of clothes and a bunch of stuff in the closet. How come I don't think I have anything to wear? I'm gonna go in there and wear something. It's like, look at it. I don't like any of this stuff. Literally got rid of all that stuff. I'm gonna give some to Gilby because he wears the same size pants that I used to wear.
Dude, Gilby's looking good lately,
Gilby looks
man.
good. Gilby's been really
I saw him
hitting
today.
it hard.
He was
Yeah.
trying to drag Jack to the gym.
Oh,
Jack's
was not going to go to the gym.
Yeah, it was Jack's idea.
Oh,
Didn't go though.
You know, Jack, you know the gym that we go to?
Yeah.
I originally went there with Jack because Jack and I were in a weight loss contest. And
Right.
Jack kicked my fucking ass
Right, that was right when I got hired.
in that weight loss contest. He kicked
You know,
my
I got
ass.
hired. I mean, besides Jack being like a foot taller than me, you know, he probably only had 50, 60 pounds on me when I started working there.
That's a lot of pounds.
Well, I mean, seriously, he's like fucking 7 inches taller than
Yeah,
me. He's
okay.
way bigger than me. But there's photos like my first week, you know, and first month or so at Rooster Teeth or at the first RTX where Jack and I just look. Jack looks. He's so fucking thin. Nice, 2 mics, thanks. And
Burnie, you're a mess.
You are fucking losing it tonight. You are just out of
I just
control.
hit myself in my face
and
with
I
the
look
mic.
like I'm 4 years old, like in those early.
You look
photos.
like a little kid.
Yeah, I
Someone
really
grab
do.
your
Like
cheek
I
and
look
pinch it.
young now, but even me now, I'm like, God, I just want to beat the shit out of myself. Like in the photo.
You want to bully yourself.
I just want to like fucking give myself a wedgie, like fucking nerd.
Welcome to work, nerd.
Oh, fucking pussy.
Can you imagine if there's still bullying in the workplace like there's bullying in
What
school?
do you mean? If it's constant around here.
You think there is?
This place is a nightmare. It's constant bullying.
Not for me.
You're fine. You're fine. Fucking food chain stops there. Rage quit. So I got rid of all the clothes in my closet and all the clothes in my drawers. It was probably like 3 or 4 years of like I just hadn't like donated anything, so I finally did that. And then I went through again just recently and did it like just this week. I was like, I even after going down that level, I'm probably at about 20% of the wardrobe that I was 4 or 5 months ago, and I couldn't be any happier.
Nice.
So excited.
If you do want to add to your wardrobe, we have this fine Rooster Teeth t-shirt coming out for T-Shirt Tuesday.
That's a good one.
Classic.
I was asked about that.
You like that segue? That's what we call a segue.
That was a
in,
good
in
one.
the industry.
Until you call it out as a segue. Then
Can we have one of just
That's how
this?
people know.
Can I wear this as a shirt?
What? My mustache?
Yeah.
Just the
Achieve.
stash. No, that'd be like a thong or something, or like a speedo.
Gus, you were in the last of Gus.
Yeah, we should have a
promotion.
Hyman Buster t-shirt.
That was awesome, dude. I wish we could have played with him. Like, how many hymens would he
Yeah.
have busted?
Probably
It would just
none
be
because
like-
we were
Dude,
fucking
we were
on point.
phenomenal.
It would just be a picture of a Hyman and a boxing glove, and that'd be
That is that.
What is a picture of a hymen?
If you had to draw a Hyman, what would you do?
I have no idea what it looks like.
I would Google image search. What does a hymen look like?
That's asking for trouble.
What kind of trouble?
What kind of trouble are you gonna get
How
in?
could you be surprised by what you get? Like, oh my god, I was just googling images of hymens. I didn't want this.
Look, if you Google Hyman, you're not going to be happy with some of the other pictures around it.
You gotta expect that when you're googling hymen.
I wish there was a function on Google which was you type in only in capital letters, and it's just like Google filters it and makes sure it's just that thing.
What?
Because if you Google Hyman, there's gonna be other crap. There's gonna be like
Nothing
dicks.
ever has.
There's gonna be knobs and anuses and all that stuff.
Why is there that?
Because
I just want
whatever
to
you
look at
Google,
hymens. I don't want dicks and knobs and
on,
anuses.
Google.
I typed it in capital letters. Google. Oh.
Google's like, come on, Gavin, you like this every
God
other day of the
damn,
week.
man.
Look, if you're ever trying to like Google like for medical reason or anything, you're Googling something, you always get something just rancid. It's like, come
That's why
on.
people Google that.
I
medical reasons.
went to the gym while I was in Jersey. I went to the gym. My
It's
brother.
just hymens.
Yeah.
don't
He's
want-
showing. Gus is showing Gavin hymens, and he's
Show
he's
the
horrified.
screen.
No, I'm not gonna show the screen.
Why not?
Fucking get our video flagged.
I went to.
From what? What is this on?
Well, when we put it up on YouTube.
We'll cut that bit out of the YouTube
No.
one. This is just for the sponsor.
No, I went to Bailey's gym. It was like way bigger than the one that we go to.
Yeah.
and it was pretty much all the things that Andy and Mo talk about there. Were like 90% of the people don't know what the fuck they're doing, and then the people that do are just assholes. There's like shit all over the place. Like nobody re-racks the weights or anything like that. And dude, I walk into the locker room and it's just like 40 dicks, like immediate.
Yeah.
And
Old dudes love to
Old
walk-
dudes love getting naked.
They do.
I didn't see a dick under 50.
Do you think old women?
It was just like
Do you think old women are the same way?
well, it's like I don't know because it's like you go there and there's so many different people at any gym, but especially like a bigger gym, more I guess what's considered like a mainstream gym. That's like this place probably
Yep.
had, there was 2 floors. They probably had at least 10 rooms, 12 rooms of equipment, and there were the people that sat there and did nothing. Like I had to, while I was working out, I had to have seen at least 10 or so people there that I would watch sit down on a machine and like put it on a heavy weight and kind of like stretch like they're about to work out and literally never work out for like 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
And they just like take out their phone and then they would like move on. Like, yeah, I'm at the gym. I imagine there's got to be people that go to the gym just to be naked in the locker room. Like, I just want to get my dick out.
They're just
Like,
exhibitionists.
Yeah, it's just like they go
belong to,
in,
like,
they get
4
naked,
gyms.
and they just walk
So-
up and down the aisles, and then they get dressed and leave.
Does your knob come out?
No,
Why?
Because I put a pair of shorts on, then put my jeans on over it. I went to the gym. I took my jeans off. I put them in the
But
locker.
they're knobs out because of the shower, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a shower.
Do you have a shower?
Nah,
I don't shower at the gym, no.
It's Gavin. It's
Why would I-
brazen.
why would
It's
I do
brazen
that?
nudity.
Go home.
Old dudes in the locker room are just there's something about them where they're
They
fucked
love
up.
it.
They
Like
want-
they'll put one leg up on the bench
They
and dry
love
while
it.
they're fucking naked.
They want to compare whose balls are lower.
I
Like, I'm
remember-
scraping
It's
the
that
ground.
thing that happens with old people is that they dry themselves more thoroughly. Like, do old people get damp? Do they get like trench ass or something?
I don't know why.
Because
I don't know.
I don't have to dry that much. Like, I get out of the shower, I'm just like,
You're hairy as can be. Too.
yeah, I just do the hair, do this, and
Dude,
then
the
it's like,
hair is everything.
but the rest of me just gets dry. Like, I don't deep dry my anus. It just dries.
It's
I'm not
a
like
routine.
flossing with a towel between my legs.
How quickly are you from getting out of the shower, turning off the water, to when you're in your clothes? What's the time differential?
7
there?
to 8 minutes.
7 to 8 minutes, and you don't dry off your body.
I know I do, but it just dries just from like being out in the open.
You say you're not like hardcore like scrubbing
I'm
yourself.
not like
down.
arsehole flossing.
Well, you're not all wrinkled. You're not trying to get into wrinkles and get the water
trying
out
to
from there.
crevice.
We had this conversation on Laser Team. I'm like fucking flawless. Like I will not have a drop of water on me until I get dressed, completely dry. I get out of the shower.
I'm exactly the same
I
way.
do the head the same way, which thanks to Beth, she told me, I didn't know if you rub with a towel, that's
Yeah.
how you break your hair. Like day 2 on set, she's like, don't do that with a towel, you break your hair. Never done it since.
Yeah, dude,
So
you gotta
wait,
do the
wait.
bush thing.
I don't know
Mush
that.
like
Well, I
this.
don't know that.
Yeah, if you like rub your head with
I
a
do that
towel,
every day.
that's
Every day of my
horrible
life.
for your hair because you break it. And
I didn't know that's what it was.
As she was doing my hair, she's like, I can see your hair breaking. Did you take a shower this morning? I'm like, yeah, I took a fucking shower. And she's like, did you like rub the towel on your head? I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah, you'll break your
Well,
hair.
how do I
like
damn
that.
dry my hair?
You just pat it and dry it.
You didn't
just
figure
pat
this
it.
out from when you get your hair cut by a professional hair cutter, and
to
when
be
they go to
fair-
dry your hair and they go
to
do
be
this-
fair, I
they do
never
this
knew
mush
this
thing, like a
until
mush
Laser
thing.
Teeth.
Oh no!
Mush.
Not only that, I go mental with a towel. I go like,
that's bad. Apparently, that's bad.
is that why my hair looks like this?
So much so where like a week later, I came in and I was in hair one day and Beth goes, you're rubbing your hair again. I'm like, bullshit, absolutely not. I've not done it once since you told me. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry.
She's a nice old lady. You're like, fucking shut up.
Like, shut your goddamn mouth, Beth.
Shut
She
your
might
mouth.
be the nicest, most gentle person
Yeah.
ever. Like
Dude,
she'd be,
everybody on set was amazing.
Yeah.
But Beth and Jenny, they,
Well, she
they
was
locked
from-
it down.
She's from Wisconsin originally. So
Is that where the
she
gentle
lives, like,
people
10
come
minutes
from?
from
very
here,
nice.
she said.
Very Midwestern, very wholesome, and
She
like, she's really
she
cool.
profusely offered, even after filming,
Yep.
before we went home, that if we wanted to, we could call her up and she'd come to the studio and cut her hair.
I'm gonna see her in 2 days. She's coming over for drinks.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's
lovely.
weird. I'll
I'll go.
I feel strange.
I'll just be outside knocking on your window.
I feel strange that like with the crew that we worked on with Laser Team that we knew them for like 40 days and it's like that's the only people we spent any time with and now they're just gone.
I went to fucking.
It's like summer camp.
Dude, I went to Smash
It
Burger
is,
today.
yeah.
I saw Derek there.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked. I was like, oh, there he is. I don't really want to talk to you. I don't make a whole thing about it. It was like he was waiting for his food. I was waiting in line. I must have seen him 10 minutes before he saw me. And then right as I get up to the register, I ordered. I was just done. He was at the drinks. He turned. We locked eyes. And I was like, shit. And like, I can't just like pretend like I didn't see him. We're looking right at each other. And I just went like, and I waved. He was like, hey, what's up? Waved and then just left. And I was like,
Perfect
oh, awesome.
interaction.
Awesome.
Perfect interaction.
Yeah.
You guys are so excited.
Yeah, it was great.
Perfect
That's what I would have
non-interaction.
done. But it's just like, oh, hey, what have you been doing? I mean, Laser Team, it was like 3 weeks ago. My life hasn't changed that much.
I will admit that I don't go to South Park Meadows anymore for movies because literally every time I went there, which was really rarely, I ran into Ray every single time. And it was just like that.
So
like,
you don't want to run into Ray?
basically said to Ray, the first time I go, so this is basically like running into your teacher at the grocery store, right? He goes, yeah, it's a little awkward. So I was like, okay.
He yelled at you?
Yeah.
It was actually funny. I went to go see Big Hero 6, which was a really great movie.
Great movie.
It was
I
really,
liked it.
really fun. I went with my brother, my nephews, and Lindsay. And we went to a theater in New Jersey. It was in Jackson. And we get the tickets. We're waiting in line at the concession stand. And as everybody's sitting there, Lindsay goes, oh, that kid over there has an X-ray shirt on. And I look over, and there's a kid across the way. And he's with his family, probably like 6 or 7 people or whatever. And they're just about to walk down the corridor with the theaters. And he hadn't seen me, which is usually the fans see us first. And then it's like you notice that, and then it's like a deer in a headlight, and then they'll kind of walk towards you or whatever. So I was just like,
Who's the deer?
the fan, like they're just
A
like
walking deer? Okay.
They're just like stopped and
The
they're
deer
looking
walks
at
to the
you,
headlight.
and then you're looking at them.
You're the
and it's like
headlights.
you're just waiting.
Bright
You're just
shining
waiting
star.
for it to happen, and then this is like it's happening, and then they'll come towards you, whatever. But he didn't see me, and they're starting to leave, and it's like, you know, like the kid would never know that I was right there. So I was like, fuck it. So I walked around behind him so he couldn't see me coming. He starts walking right as I get up next to him. I'm literally like shoulder to shoulder to him. I go, hey, nice shirt. And he goes, oh, thanks. As he turns, literally goes, oh, oh. And it was probably like 17 or so. And he's just like shaking. And he's like, I saw. I was like, yeah, I'm home in New Jersey, you know, for the holidays. And he's just like, I saw the tweet, and he's just going like this, pointing to his chest because I made a tweet about me being in a leather jacket because I was back in New Jersey. But it's like he couldn't even make the words like you were in a jacket. And I assume his grandmother was there, and she's like, oh, do you know each other? And he's like, this, and he's just like pointing at the X-ray shirt, and it was just really cool. I met him, and then
I love it when that happens.
They left, and then like a couple minutes later, because I went back to go get my food and stuff, and then he came back. I saw him again at the drink fountain, and I hear him go up to Lindsay. He's like, oh my God, Lindsay, you're here too? And it's like, yeah, no, I left my wife in Texas. But no, it was really cool.
The nice shirt game is like one of the most fun things you do, just like nice shirt. We're at
Yeah.
Six Flags, and I saw a guy not only wearing a Rooster Teeth shirt,
Yeah, it was an X-Ray and Vav shirt.
The same Rooster Teeth shirt that I was wearing.
Yeah.
At the same time, so I was like, really nice shirt.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
remember.
this.
We were there. We were there with Andy.
That's
when
true.
We did that.
If I see somebody in a Rooster Teeth shirt, I will always go up to them and,
Yeah,
and
I
say
do that
hello.
too.
And
Yeah.
thank them for wearing the shirt
I
out.
absolutely did. And then, like I said, we met over again we were getting drinks, and his dad came over, and he's like, all my son does is talk about you guys and blah, 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 and, you know. And there's a great photo of it because, like, when I have an interaction like that, and especially he's like, oh, I saw your tweet, it's like, I know I'm going to see this photo later. So I look for it, you know, so I can find it. And there's a picture of Lindsay, and he's in the middle with the X-ray shirt, and I'm in the end, and we're all just like holding popcorn and shit. So it's like the only photo I had at the movies. I'm holding up fucking box of nachos and a drink.
It's almost like it would be such a tragic waste if you didn't say something.
Right,
Like,
it would be.
you were like this happened. I'm not sure if I told this because I have no idea of memory and all that stuff at the moment. But after the billboards went up in London with Dan and myself on them, we went down into the
Daniel
London.
Crunchy.
Yeah, Daniel Crunchy. We went down to the London Underground to have a look at because we knew where one of them was. So we went into the station. It was like Bank Station or something, and it just giant billboard on the other side of the train. So when the train's parked, you can't see it. And we were like, I think it's here. The train was there, so we waited for the train to go. I was like, good Lord, there it is. And I was just leant against the wall looking at it, and Dan was like, that is mental. I can't believe we're up there. And two dudes next to us were like, oh, yeah, have you seen that stuff? Slumber Guys, yeah, it's pretty good stuff, yeah. And like, I was physically touching him. Like, we were leant right next to each other. He was talking about us, but looking at the board and not looking at us. So it was really weird.
That's awesome.
To be touching someone who was talking about me, but didn't know I was touching them
Who doesn't
at that
know
moment.
you.
Yeah, who doesn't know me. And I felt like going like, yeah, you know, I think they make really good stuff. I don't want to be like weird, but I didn't say anything. I was just
You should say-
silent right next to him.
Nice shirt.
While he was talking about me and I was touching him, I was just like, he has no idea. It was really funny.
Did you then talk to him?
No.
Really?
No.
Are you serious?
I didn't.
He shoved him onto the
It's
tracks.
very Gavin. I completely believe
because
that.
what happened is that I think too much time had passed where I was worried that he would be weirded out by it.
Really?
Yeah, I thought
You suck.
I'd been there like 2 minutes and
You
he'd been
suck.
chatting the
You
whole
could
time.
have made his day.
I was worried that because he'd been talking about me, he'd be like, oh my God, what did I say? So I didn't want to say anything. That was for his protection.
Shut up. It was for his protection.
It would have made an awkward situation.
Dude, I was happy. I was like, I made that kid's day.
I do all the time with the
Also,
shows.
I was there with both my brothers, and I was like, yeah, whatever.
Well, the thing is with this is that it
That's the
wasn't
other part of the
Well,
equation.
no, it's funny. To be fair, like, I mean, they were excited. Like, they were all in line with the drinks. They left to go. They didn't go right over to the kid, but my oldest brother, he's like, I'm going to see what goes down. Like, he said he stood off like 10 feet just to see the reaction. And it was just cool because, you know, my family doesn't live here. And, you know, they watch some videos now and again, but, you know, they don't see the day to day here. And it's just, I'm sure the same thing with Gavin, even more so. Your family's just like, what are you doing? You know? So it's like every time I go home, like the first time that someone recognized me, they're like, what? Like, people know you in New Jersey?
Yeah.
So it was a delight for the kid and for my brother. Like, he was giggly the rest of the day. Like, oh, that kid was freaking out. It was crazy.
Yeah, my dad and my sister just picked me up from Heathrow Airport when I landed last week. And I brought Meg to England, and some dude recognized both of us, and my dad was like, it's just weird to him.
And then your dad told you how terrible you looked.
And then he said
he
other
was
like
like,
shit.
you look like shit, son. So where did Burnie go?
If I had to guess, I would guess he went to go get a charger for his laptop.
Oh.
Or he went to go get another beer to spill.
He just wandered off. He's got plenty more to
Should we
spill.
sneak off so when he comes back, there's no one here?
No, we can't sneak out. We got a fucking live stream going right
Well,
now.
they won't mind waiting for a minute.
They'll be
Guys,
in on it.
We can hide behind the couch.
Michael, let's go.
He went behind. Yeah, he's back.
He's behind us, Gavin.
Well, he wasn't.
Hey,
Right.
but he was. That's where he came from. Even if we
Yeah,
were behind
he-
the couch, when he ran into the room, he'd be like, "Why are you guys behind the couch?"
I had to step away. I had a tissue emergency. I had to get a tissue.
You got a runny nose.
I did.
Did you suffer an emission?
Bernie,
Guys.
Bernie, we were on set. Go like this. and someone
Get
just
rid of
gave
your
you a tissue.
allergies. Allergies are not permanent.
I can't.
You can get them-
fucking stand it anymore, Gavin. I cannot stand it. I've
All
tried
you gotta do,
everything with this.
You get
Yeah,
10
I
years
thought you
of
were sick, but
injections
you
and then they're
sound like-
gone.
I know, right?
You just need 10 years.
10 years of injections.
But you've been doing it for like 7.
Oh, God.
That, right?
It's the fucking worst. It's like between December 15th and February 15th, I just can't be in Austin. That's how this is all going to work out.
Is that what's happening all up here?
Yeah.
I thought you had a cold.
No. I don't have a cold. I don't think I've been sick in like 2 years, but I have these fucking allergies. That's
not true.
Now, and I didn't have them. You have been sick so
Gavin
much.
was sick. I think 80% of Laser Team.
Constantly.
It's
What was wrong?
we started.
We
I
almost
just-
missed a day of shooting.
We started
Oh.
like it was technically the second week of shooting, but we started on the second week.
Our first
For
day
the
of.
first 2 weeks of shooting, he was like fucking sick.
I was coughing. It was hot. It was.
I remember
unpleasant.
because all our trailers, it was like one big trailer, and then there was just like a bunch of little rooms, so they were all connected. The first like 2 weeks,
They were
was
basically
just-
like prison cells.
Was me yelling at Gavin to shut up because he was coughing in his room. Like I was like, "Shut up!" He would just cough and cough and cough.
during the shooting of Laser Team, counted. I threw up 3 times.
Near
And,
the end was the poo poo problem.
And then I had food poisoning at the end.
yeah.
Oh, that was bad.
That was a
You
rough
said it
day.
was food poisoning.
What'd you eat? What was bad?
We
it
both
was
had the
Trudy's.
exact same thing at Trudy's, and he said he got food
What was it?
poisoning.
What was it?
We
I
had
had beef fajitas.
the beef fajita dinner.
And so did he.
It was fucking delicious.
I texted him at 4 a.m. and I was like, by any chance, are you vomiting and shitting at the same time right now? He's like, well, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine.
Wow.
That lasted like 4 days for you or so.
Yeah, there was one day where I didn't think I could be on set.
There was one particularly brutal day on set. And
I will point it
remember
out
we-
on the movie.
we-
I'll be like, in that scene, I have stuffed my
I
underwear.
took a photo of it. Yeah, we have like particular outfits that we had to wear, obviously.
You stuffed your underwear?
And there was one scene. Gavin's like, yeah, I just like wedged a bunch of bog roll just right up my crib.
I took
I'm
like half a
in the
toilet paper
suit.
and I just shoved it into my underwear because I was sure
were
I was going
leaking
to crap my
everywhere?
Yeah,
pants.
and he's
I wasn't leaking, but I was sure that I was like one bad fart away from just.
Maybe you
unleashing.
crap your pants. What's the hell that gonna do?
It would absorb some of it. It would come through the expensive costume I was
I'm
wearing.
looking at him. He's like, oh yeah. I'm like, right now? He's like, oh yeah, it's wedged up there. Can you tell? He turns around and it's just like all like fucking toilet paper. Like you can totally see it through the suit. I took a fucking picture of it. I was like, well, hopefully there's no fucking reverse shots of you tonight because it's like you get to see toilet paper shoved into his fucking suit. It looks so fucking stupid.
So awful.
It looked like because he's not kidding. He just crumbled it up and shoved it in there. Like it looked like he had hemorrhoids. You know?
That's
it
what I was
looked
gonna
like
say.
he already shit himself. It was just like a bunch of jagged.
But at least
pokey
he was
lines.
clean.
Right. He was prepared.
Yeah.
I got to tell you something that made me a little uncomfortable. Gavin spent way too much time looking at my dick on the set
Oh
of
my
that
God.
movie.
He did it all the time. He did it.
And you would comment on my dick
he talked
all
about
the time.
it all the time because of the suits we wore. We had to wear dancers belts, which basically
It's a thong.
It's a thong.
cup.
It's a thong.
Why do you
but
call it a belt?
It creates. I don't fucking know. That's what
Because
it's called.
the dude's
it
gotta wear it.
creates a Ken doll like effect. Right, where like it just sandwiches your junk and your schlong like all together.
Well, you tuck your penis upwards.
Right, your genitals have to rest in it, and you have to tuck your penis upwards, and then the thong just goes up your ass. And the second you put the suit on around it, that thong travels. Like it goes for a journey, and there's nothing you can do about it. So like I accepted it early on. I wore it every day because if you don't wear it, it's just like there's your dick. You know, like it's super highlighted. So Burnie would also, he wore his almost every single time. The mistake he kept making was he kept pulling the thong, which was just made it worse because when he let go, it would just snap back. And there were so many times where he'd go, ah!
It was the best part of my day was pulling that
on
thong out of
set.
my ass.
Gavin took the approach of just like, nah, I'm just not going to wear it. So half the days you could just see his dick. So like if it's like almost a skin tight suit. So he'd be talking about him, and because of that, he would constantly be checking to see if other people were wearing theirs or if he could see your dick. And he'd be like, "Oh, you're not wearing your thong, are you? You can see your knob."
Well, the thing is with you non-circumcised. No, wait. With you circumcised people,
Right.
I could see the outlines of your bell end. That's inappropriate. Mine just looks like a small sausage.
Shut up.
A very small sausage.
It looks
So
like
ours are inappropriate. Gavin's is
no,
just
yours is inappropriate. I could see your helmet ridge.
Yeah, ours is natural. Untouched.
I don't know why you're giving Gus a weird.
Yeah, I'm
look.
on your fucking side, asshole.
backing
You were
up.
looking at me.
Here's the problem I've
Here,
got.
Yeah,
Ours
because
is
he said
natural.
ours.
Okay,
Because you
okay,
both
okay.
have like.
Here's the problem I've
What
got.
are you, a fucking idiot? That's what you get, Gus. That's
There
what
were
you
days,
get.
me, right?
There were days when we were not wearing that suit and I was in normal clothing, and he would still look at my dick and comment
I think
on
he
my
just
dick.
got used to it.
Like you literally said one time, I'm wearing pants, green pants, and he, you know, the outfit I have there is green pants, and he goes, "You're hanging lower today. Why?" Are you? And I go, "What?" And he goes, "You're hanging lower. Look how low you're hanging." I'm like, "What are you fucking commenting
You're like
on?"
that 50-year-old dude at the gym, fucking
He's like,
swinging low.
he's like, "What is
He's
that?"
worse.
your dick-
He's the dude hiding, looking at the dude.
Look, your knob got lower as the movie went on.
What does that mean? Lower? What does that mean? You're like, look, and it's like, and like everyone's like looking at me on
Well,
camera.
I guess because everyone's was tucked up, it was the same height for everyone.
Oh, man.
But then when I finally saw you without
I'm
it,
turning red.
it was really low. Your dick's low.
The best part is like these
I don't know what to tell ya.
conversations would
I don't know
come
what to tell
up, which are like pretty much second nature to us. Not that he was even like totally into it by the end, but the first half of Lazy and Colton, there would become times where Colton would just be like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like, who are you? Why are you
favorite
looking
was
at my
when, like,
dick?" There were so many times where he was like in on it, like yeah. And there's a lot of things that we do, just stupid shit together, and we just escalate it. So many times, Colton's like, "Nope." And just like we just like walk away.
But before there's a dancer's belt. That's pretty much what that is.
that's it.
Yeah,
I didn't know,
I never once made that pose, but
I'd say, did you dance like that?
to be fair, I believe it's called a dancer's belt because it was
Or
made
dance belt.
for
Ballet arts.
yeah, what is it?
I'm guessing those
Ballet?
shoes did not come with the dancer's belt.
I
Those
mean,
are
if
some
they
nice
did, I
shoes.
didn't get them.
Patrick is showing us a picture of a very shapely man.
Yeah,
You
that-
guys, I assume, did not look like that.
No, I didn't look
Shapely.
anything
I mean,
like
you
that.
know, Gus,
Look at
you were
shape.
there.
You
I didn't see you guys fucking naked. I
Well,
don't know what you look like
we
when
were
you
in the
put
gym
it
locker
on.
room,
Well,
like an 8-year-old dude.
I mean,
You know
did
what
a little
though?
bit.
It is. I understand what Michael's saying though, because being in the cast like we were, you're basically just like everyone's job there, and it's awesome, is to just make sure you look okay in the 5 seconds that they're on you, or like rolling footage or something like that. So like people will come at you, pick at you.
You're a piece
and
of meat.
They will rub on you like oh, you're not dirty enough here, and they'll grab like a handful of dirt and rub it in your face. It's like now you're better.
Yeah.
It's like constantly people are just like picking at you and manipulating you.
I think I got several grams of chest hair ripped out of me on that movie.
I mean, oh god, because of the zippers. There's constantly like zipping and unzipping the suit.
Let's be honest, you could stand to lose a little.
And Gavin
I could.
is
I
like a
wasn't
fucking
complaining.
bear. So that was all. Like every time he'd have to get his suit zipped, like I could just zip it up. You'd have to pull your suit out like a couple inches and zip it. Otherwise, it would just be
Mine would
like-
have to go in an arc like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Otherwise, it would get
It
me.
would just get
But my
caught.
favorite thing about the movie was before every take, like I would be able to watch the movie and be like, that scene there before action was called.
Yeah.
we were talking about. Would you rather have we're like getting bummed in the ass for 50 grand conversations.
Yeah.
There was a moment where we were all
Gus
in it.
shaking his head.
We were all in a car. Burnie had to do a stunt where he was driving.
Oh, yeah,
he
I
was
remember
like
this.
listening to the stunt coordinator, like, and then you're gonna whip it around here, slam it to this, and we're all in the back. It was like Alan and Colton. and you
It
and
was
and
me,
we're like,
you, Alan, and Colton. We were having
and
the
we're like,
fuck-
no, but if you put it in your ass, you wouldn't be like that.
We
But
were
it's like,
having,
sorry,
dude. We were having the fucking snail conversation
That was it.
about the killer snail that I could get you anywhere, and we was getting heated and we're like, da, 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 and I was like, no, a snail cannot. There's just no way.
And Burnie's leaning like further and further out the car, and eventually he's just like, yeah, Michael.
I didn't say Michael.
You did.
Everybody.
No, you said Michael. I got that one.
You're rehashing podcast discussion for use on set?
Yeah.
The fucking killer snail?
He
Yeah,
absolutely
totally did it.
Yeah, well, to be fair,
That's fucking
I mean,
podcast discussion.
Yeah, but
I
to be
think the
fair,
Killer
Colton
Snail
and Alan
hadn't
hadn't heard it.
RTAA came out that week.
Yeah,
And I think they had
Colton
seen
and Alan
RTAA.
hadn't heard it. To be fair, you did, and then it was like
I own Killer Snail, trademark to me.
it was a thing where everyone was like, oh, sorry. Because to be fair, Burnie was like, doing something important. We're like, oh, okay. 5 minutes later, we're literally rapping in the exact same scene, and I'm just like, ha 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 ha, and Gavin's like, and Colton's doing a rap, and Bernie's like, guys, and I lean into Colton, and I'm like, that time he yelled at you.
Gotta share the blame.
And I did a video.
There was a lot of pressure what I had to do in that car.
I did a video that night, and I'm like panning across everyone, and I get to Burnie, he's like, Yeah, what? Leaning out the window trying to listen to it. Oh god, we were just children the whole movie.
Yeah.
weren't we?
It was good, though.
You're children all the time.
Well, I mean, that's
I got a would you rather for you.
There we go.
I was thinking about this when we were talking about searches earlier. Would you rather have to go 1 month with no pants? Like you have to go through your normal day.
I can wear
everything.
boxers.
No, you're naked
no,
from the
dick
waist
out.
down.
Okay.
Just like naked from the waist down. You can have shoes.
I've got one of those bungee chairs, and I'm worried that my testicles would fall.
Well,
You
let's
can
hear the
swap
rest of it.
chairs.
Okay.
Or you
can
could have your mom read like 3 months worth of your Google searches, just sampled at random, to like your high school class. Like in a public auditorium, your mom has
That
to read
one.
out everything you searched.
That one.
You would do that.
I don't search for that weird stuff.
Are you
I feel
sure?
I feel like that's fine because anything I search, all the weird stuff is probably work related. I have an explanation for it.
Yeah.
Like the reason
like,
I was
the
searching
reason-
for hymens, not dicks, was because we were talking about it on the podcast.
Exactly right. That's exactly what prompted me to think of it.
Yeah, the second
all
one
the
definitely.
weird stuff we search for.
I'd probably go with that as well, just because I don't give a fuck about anybody I went to high school with.
Okay.
But I definitely have some weird.
What about your
shit
mom? Are you giving a shit about your
Also,
mom?
don't give a
reading
fuck
it?
about showing my
dude,
dick off.
You guys haven't met my mother. I mean,
So
well,
what is
you have
stopping you right
technically,
now?
but you don't know her very well. She doesn't give a fuck.
How much would I have to pay you right now to get your knob out just on this camera right now? Cut it from the from the YouTube one.
I don't know. Good. Walking around with my dick in the office is different than walking around with my dick on
I'm
camera.
sure Gavin has already checked it
True.
out 2 or 3 times during the
Gavin,
podcast.
Gavin, you know her better than Gus or Burnie. Going to the scenario of my mother reading my Google searches for 3 months to an auditorium, where I wouldn't care of an auditorium. Would I care about my mother? What would you think? How would she take that? Like, it could be fucking anything.
I don't think there'd be a single thing that you could ever have searched that you wouldn't have been okay with her seeing.
Yeah, and not only just like me being okay with her and her being upset about it, just her not giving a
She would just be like, Standard Michael.
Oh, that's Michael.
There's many phone calls that I've recorded just for Gavin and conversations with my mother.
I filmed Michael on speakerphone with his mum, and it's world class. It's golden. I would never talk to my mother that way, and she just brushes it off like it's all she's heard.
Not
his whole
even
life.
just like being mean, just like
the language, the filth.
for example, we were talking about, this is maybe a year or so ago, we were talking about Game of Thrones. And, she was watching it at my brother's house, and she hasn't seen all the episodes. It's kind of like she'll sporadically watch it when she can. But she's just talking to me about it, and she's like, that Cersei, oh, she's such a bitch. She's such a bitch. And I'm just like, oh, she's a fucking cunt.
I would never
And Gavin
say
was like, oh, and she's like, I know. She's such a cunt. She's a bitch. Or she might not even repeat what I say.
No,
She's not as bad as me, but it's just like it just goes through her brain and comes
I
out
would
the other side.
never say the C word in front of
But
a
she
family
agreed
member.
with me.
You didn't even
She's
say it
like,
right
oh,
now.
I know.
I would
They
never
might be
say it.
watching, Gus.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
wouldn't
even
say it
know.
either.
They could be watching.
Would you ever say the C word in front of your kid?
Yeah, I do for to be funny. I mean, I'm raising boys, so it's like
It's true.
It's like one day they were getting ready and they were late getting in the car, and I had a notepad there, and so I just made them. This was like the 23rd, and so while they were getting ready and coming outside, I was fucking honking because Teddy can't find his shoes for the billionth time, and I'm honking. So I sat down with the notepad. And I folded it over and made him Christmas cards, like to JD, Teddy. And then I think JD's was fuck off, and Teddy's was eat it. It wasn't as vulgar as his. And I was like, here, I guys made you cards. I really appreciate you guys, everything you do. And then they just started laughing. They love stuff like that, because it's like occasionally we'll have a deal too where it's occasionally we're going down the road. And it's like they can say one swear word as loud as they want. And they can do it. And they gotta like.
Wait, is
work
that a
up to
game
it.
that they play?
Yeah, it's like they can say it as loud as they want
There
to
was
one time.
So what do they do?
I think Teddy says like butts.
Butts is a good
JD,
one.
I think JD said shit, and Teddy said butts last time.
There was one scene in Laser Team, which I think it was that JD was at, and you know what scene I'm talking about. We did the scene, and I'm just like, yeah. So sorry that happened. We did that scene right as your kid came out, and then as soon as it ends, he's like, oh, that was awesome.
yeah. So, JD would come visit the set on a regular basis. We had him one night where we shot really close to their mom's house. So it was like a block away. So he spent the whole night at that shoot with us.
That's convenient.
Yeah, that was like the last shot of the night. It had to be that was like 5 or something.
Everybody
5
on the
a.m.
set had like one moment when lost. Mine was when I was trying to hear the stunt coordinator and they're all fucking having a rap battle in the back seat. Michael's was like at 4 a.m, 32-degree weather, and I'm just gonna say he was wet, and that was like having to be wet.
Let's just say he was wet and dry and wet and dry and wet and dry and wet and dry, and that was fine because that was the plan. And then finally, Michael thought he was dry forever. And then exactly what you're saying, every time people run in, they touch you and they mess with you. Someone was coming to play with my hair and they were spraying and I had my eyes closed. And then someone decided to fucking drench me as I had my eyes closed.
Yep.
And I kind of lost it.
What did you do? I wasn't there that day. What did you do?
I hit someone. No, I was just.
He hit the wall, and he very clearly said to everybody, "I've hit the wall."
Even still, it wasn't like fuck or this.
No,
I was just
not
like,
at all.
I was like, I'm fucking pissed off right now. I'm so pissed.
So
off.
you had the car
the
thing.
best
He
part.
had that.
The best part though, I was like, it was Tiffany, right?
Yeah.
And she's like throws the water on me, and I'm like, I'm fucking pissed right now. Like I told her, I was just like, I'm pissed right now, and she's like, Nah, no, you're not. No, you're not. And it made me even angrier. I got so angry because it was like the brush off. Like she's like, No, you can't be mad. Don't worry. No. And I'm like, don't fucking tell me I can't be mad. I'm so fucking mad right now. You don't even know.
Did I have one of those moments?
Yeah, remember the day that you were sick and you were just like, you couldn't.
You weren't really mad.
You couldn't
you
operate.
hit a
You should have
wall.
lost
of,
it, like, yeah.
We would cut, and you would literally go into the other room, and like you were like, I almost shit my pants on that one. I almost shit my pants.
Yeah, there was a bedroom set. I just went and laid down.
You had to
there.
deal with a lot though that we can't really go into, but you had to deal with a lot of stuff. You deal with a lot of stuff that the rest of us didn't have to deal with.
Well, we're going to do a DVD commentary.
Of course. Let's make the fucking DVD first.
All right, I'm just asking if in future we might do a commentary. of
You
the
didn't
movie.
ask, will we? You said, when are we going to do it?
They said, will we?
What?
I thought you said, when are we going to do a DVD?
One thing I
You
want
look like an idiot now.
One thing I want to be careful of is just falling into like Laser Team stories about people that the audience is not going to know. But in regards to Laser
Do you
Team,
remember that time when Clive hit Jerry?
Clive.
just like Bill. But if you're going to be in Park City, Utah next month, you should tweet at me because we might have something cool that we could get you into to see. So that might be kind of neat.
What does that mean?
It means it might be something cool. And
Oh.
I'm just tapping my shift button to
talking about
accentuate
some,
that.
Good old
Tap,
shift
tap,
button.
tap, tap, tap.
Someone pointed
A
out,
little bit of early screening.
good old Enigma Reasoning on Twitter pointed out that they love the fact that you put the bottle cap on the coaster and the bottle on the fucking table. It's like
You're pretty dumb.
there's a very clear way that those things should be arranged.
I want to take a picture of that right
And you
now.
did the
I mean, there's a whole
exact
video
opposite.
of it, so.
Yeah, it's a
But-
Did I do that though? Like, what?
No,
someone else
No,
did
but the
it.
thing is, like, okay,
Shut up.
Did I do? What are you, fucking Urkel?
if you'd have shown me the picture that I just took, I'd have been like, what? What are you doing? I have no memory of doing that. It's weird, isn't it?
That's what beer does to you.
Still did it.
Yeah, before the podcast, Gavin came to me and goes, so we're going to get drunk or what?
Gus, remember when you leaned over and moved his bottle and put that bottle cap on the
Dude, I
coaster?
haven't been drunk in ages. It's,
When
I'm
aliens
telling you, we should
froze
get drinks
time.
after this. That was cool. I'll give you that. And you were like,
I'll give you that. That
"Ooh,
was
I don't
wicked."
want to.
This is going to be the 1 year anniversary of the last time I got completely obliterated is coming up.
oh,
Mr.
dude,
Negative Influence over here.
should we get
Show.
drunk tomorrow? I mean, New Year's.
Yeah, let's do it.
I want to get you drunk. I'm going to bring you whiskey
Do it.
and
The whole reason why
Nah, the
I
next
do
day.
stuff at my house
Yes.
is so that I can get obliterated on New Year's and then go upstairs and fall asleep. That's why.
I want to
Well,
fall
you
asleep with
did.
you.
You can fall asleep in my place.
You did. I
I want to
saw
fall
it.
asleep in your bed.
What?
What?
No crash in my bed.
You
Tell me
want
how
to be
I'm
the big
hanging.
spoon or the little spoon?
What kind of spoon? Against that, I'm always the little spoon.
Nah. Actually makes me play a little.
That's not
sometimes.
true. I
can go like
mean,
this.
size has nothing to do with big spoon,
Yeah.
little spoon. It's positioning.
You could be a power spoon.
Do you ever
I
just
like being
picture
the little
two
spoon
people,
sometimes.
Two people like who you know are a couple. Do you ever just picture them, like people we work with, and just be
Here we
like,
go.
ugh.
No, I'm trying to think who that would be.
He's looking at you as he says this.
Oh, are you? Oh, get the fuck out of here! You lunatic. You taking a shot at me? Is that what you're doing? You don't
No.
like Ashley? Is that what you're saying?
Elaborate.
Smooth, Bernie.
I never think about that.
Nice deflection.
So you never thought about any two people at a company and just gone like,
So who have you thought about?
what?
No, nothing.
You have
I mean, you
to.
brought it up.
You're the one who fucking brought this shit up.
I
kidding
can't.
me
I
all
can't
the time.
picture it.
No, I
like
don't.
Gus
I
has been
don't
married
give
to
a
Esther
shit.
for years and years and years.
You saying I'm old?
What?
Yeah.
You saying I'm old?
I
You are
literally
old, but to be
can't
fair,
imagine.
you're the young old one.
Hey, look, I got this thing going down.
I can't even imagine the two of them at home alone in their living room. Like,
But would
I can't
you
imagine that.
If you could pay $10 to watch them have sex, would you?
Yeah, probably.
I would as
Would
well.
I get that money?
Hey, it has
You
no-
have $10.
You
There's
guys
a follow-up
20 bucks.
Gus,
question.
let me be clear. It has nothing to do with Esther. I'm just saying that about you. That I would
just wanna
watch.
see
I would
your
pay $10
moves.
to watch you have sex.
I think it
I
would
got
be
some
gross,
good
and
moves.
I'd watch it like this probably.
It's like a Google search for Hyman. You wouldn't quite
God
look at
damn
it.
it.
But I would absolutely pay. If it only cost $10 to see you shag, I would do it.
Hey, you got a 10?
He probably does.
Let's change that up so it doesn't sound as creepy. I would pay $10 to have a video of Gus having sex at some point in his life, like just to have that video of that. See, I took the creepy down enough.
Yeah, I'm glad. I don't know how the fuck
Creepy.
you thought that
A video he
diffused
doesn't
it.
know was
Yeah, but
recorded.
that might have been some of his best moves that night. Like,
Here's the problem with
night-
Gavin on the
best move?
podcast.
Do you have
Gavin
good
will ask a
nights and bad
question,
nights?
And I feel like I have to answer your questions honestly, and I don't. I can lie. I'm totally capable of lying. Lots
always-
of people get on mic and lie.
You're pretty truthful.
I lied 95% of the time.
I would absolutely pay $10 to watch Gus have sex.
Sure.
I
And
totally
is that
would.
Who
lie?
wouldn't? I mean, let's be honest.
I totally would.
I would only do it because it would be so weird.
I paid $10 to watch me have sex.
I can agree
I
just
wouldn't.
because Gus is such an enigma. I'd also be interested, but it reminds me of like a funny thing, like just going back to set where like, you know, we all obviously know each other and work together for a time, and everyone on set, as Burnie said, like completely outside of Rooster Teeth, most of them didn't even know that we knew each other. You know, like they were. It's not like they got fucking
Yeah.
you know documentation beforehand that like Gavin and I literally sit next to each other every single day and blah 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 blah. So you know, I went in and. You know, I was like kind of quiet a little bit for the first week or so because you're getting the feel of it, and it's like you're on a fucking movie set, and like I don't know how everything's working. But as that was kind of like getting more normal, and we became more of the piece of shit selves that we are,
Whenever you say that
we
we're a piece
business.
of shit, or whether you say I'm a piece of shit,
yeah,
I'm not actually a piece of shit.
yeah, you kind of are.
No,
Yeah.
you're human.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, everyone has like laughy,
Like-
jokey little like jebby moments where you're a bit cheeky, but that doesn't mean you're a piece of shit. I would consider myself a good person.
Yeah, you
No,
just won't say
you're
hi to a
way-
fan.
you're
You'll stand
way off
next to
base.
him and just blow him off.
My whole point is that he wasn't a fan. He wasn't wearing a shirt.
He
or
literally
anything.
just said, "I watch those guys. They're pretty
like
funny.
their
He
videos.
said I've seen them. I don't know
They're
if he didn't-
good. I
Yeah.
like them."
If he was
That's
wearing a
fan.
shirt, I'd be like,
So,
that guy's
so
a fan.
basically, you're saying like they have to give you money. They have to put money towards you for you to say hi.
Dude, I don't get the money from an X-Ray and Vav shirt.
I know that, but you're saying like, oh, he didn't buy a shirt. He's not a fan.
No, I didn't know how much he liked me, so
He
I didn't-
fucking liked you enough to know who you were. He saw your fucking face.
Even
and
still,
said,
it doesn't make me a
I
piece
like
of shit.
that guy.
I'm not a piece of shit.
You're a piece of shit.
You're a
You're
piece
a piece
of
of shit.
I'm
You're
a
a piece of shit. And I'm a piece
I'll
of
admit
shit.
it.
Everyone here
I'm
knows this
comfortable
except
with
for
it.
you. Anyway, so we get into the trailer, and it's like week 2, 3. I'm unlocked. Like I'm at 100%. I don't give a fuck. So I'm talking in the trailer, and I'm like running my mouth about Gavin, about what a scumbag he is, and I'm just like someone would mention Gavin. I'm like, Gavin's a fucking piece of shit, and the whole trailer would just go dead silent. Like everyone's kind of looking at each other, and I'm just like, all right, you know, whatever. But I remember specifically the only time we're like, no, was the couple days that you were there. I was talking about, they mentioned you, and I guess they didn't think that I knew you, and they're talking about Gus and this and that, and I was like, Gus is just like, God, what a fucking freak. Like, he is a fucking freak of nature. And they're just like, what? And I was like, have you fucking seen him? It's like, my God. It's like,
What race is
I
he?
was like, you cut up like 5 different people and put them all together, and that's what he looks like. It just doesn't make any sense. And they're literally like, no, don't say that. And I was like, I'll fucking tell him when he's here. I don't give a shit. And I remember it was either later that day or the next day. We were in the makeup chairs, and you're sitting next to me, and I'm like, Gus, I don't remember exactly. I'm paraphrasing, but I was like, Gus, you're a fucking freak, right? And you're like, oh, hell yeah. You're like, I'm unique, baby. There's no one else like me. And they were like, oh. And then as the shoot went on, they were like, oh, yeah, all the time we get in and actors like fucking hate each other. And they literally just bitch and moan and they like fight in the trailer. And they had no idea that was just like what we do on an everyday basis. And it was like week 1.
You
they were
bitch
like,
out of love.
They were like sweating bullets. Like, God damn it, this shoot's going to be awful. By the end of it, they were like, we fucking love working with you guys just because nobody argues. No one's like, our arguments are like about the killer snail. That's when we're like, no, a snail cannot get you.
About rapping while trying to do a stunt.
Stupidest fucking shit ever.
You see that movie trailer?
What? Which one?
It's like
There's been a lot of them.
Did you see the movie trailer, Gus?
Yeah, let's hold on. Pause. What movie trailer is Gavin asking
Gavin
about?
wants to know because he was
Did
talking
we
about.
see the movie
Did
trailer?
you see the movie trailer? He wants to know.
It's
I can't- I don't know
did
where-
I see-
seriously?
No, shut up. You can't see anything. You're on pause. Did I see the movie trailer? It can't be Star Wars.
Can't be Star Wars. That's where my brain went too.
Like Mad Max? No. Is there something else more recent?
Because Michael was just talking about people on movie sets who are mean to each other,
Right?
and then Gavin said, "Have you seen that movie trailer?"
Right.
What is the movie?
I don't
can't-
have a guess.
Is it True Story, but with Jonah Hill? I'm just guessing now.
No. Okay. Well, What is it?
It's called It Follows.
I haven't seen that trailer. I haven't even heard of that.
It's the snail thing. It's a movie. It's like that, except it's not a snail.
I said that to you.
Yes.
I said that to you.
Yeah.
We talked about that on Screenplay last week. Check it
Yeah,
out tomorrow.
somebody made Gavin's snail thing into a movie where there's a monster that just follows you. It's always moving towards you.
But you don't know what it is. It's like
Yeah.
a shape-shifting monster.
Right.
But and they have to like pass it on to the next person. It's the exact same thing, right?
It's the exact same thing. You're absolutely right. It's the exact same thing. By the way, Gavin, if you want to think if you're a piece of shit or not, somebody said on Twitter that they ran into you at RTX or no, excuse me, at PAX East. They said they ran into you and you weren't at the booth and you pretended like you were talking on your phone, except you didn't even bother to have a phone in your hand while you did that.
Look,
That's a huge piece of shit.
not a piece of shit.
No. If I don't,
Hello, Mr. President? Yes, very, very, very busy
No,
at the
the
moment.
Queen.
Hello, yes, Your Majesty.
okay. Number one, I don't
Was it
remember
the
that. I don't remember that at all.
That means it didn't happen.
I'm always pretending to be on my phone, walking to and from the booth. Otherwise, I won't get there. If I have to be there at 2.
If you're gonna pretend to be on the phone, why not have a phone in your hand?
Go
I'm
for the
pretty
fucking
su-
effort.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I had a phone in my hand, and I was just
It's not positive.
Yeah.
unless I left it at the booth. I don't know. Either way, you gotta look like you're busy if you want to get anywhere at a convention. Otherwise,
Your iPad. It's
not
iPhone,
that I
iPhone
can't-
6 Plus Plus.
not that I don't
In
want
this
to
case,
take,
you're just looking at an asshole.
not that I don't want to take pictures with people.
Hey, Gus.
Oh,
Hey,
yes,
what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah, I just got back from drama school.
Oh, really?
And it was,
Did-
the practice.
Did you
We had
spill your beer at
rehearsal
drama
for
school again?
Play, yeah. It was hard.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, listen, there's some people here I really don't want to talk
Hold on,
to.
I got somebody on call. Call waiting. Hold on.
I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Carrie or Miles. One of them looked at me this morning when I walked in with this mustache, and they said, "It looks like you took your eyebrows and just copied and pasted them above your lip."
That's actually pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Except your mustache is a little thicker. I would say a little bit. But
A little bit, a ton. Your mustache has minimized your eyebrows.
Nah.
That is no small feat.
That makes me not like this mustache now.
no, Gus, your eyebrows are still strong and confident.
Your
It's
must-
more, if anything, it's more like a third eyebrow. It just
I like
reinforces
that.
the other
I like
two.
that.
You have to pluck your nose, right?
Yeah, like here on the tip.
I think you should
I have
stop
to do
doing
that
that and see if you
sometimes.
can grow it up, and if you can meet your eyebrows with it.
Don't do that.
I don't think.
Don't do that.
What? I'm a freak of nature, but I'm not that freaky.
Right, but you're a lovable freak.
Yeah. Like Shrek.
Right. Yeah, what Gavin was saying as far as did you see that movie trailer? When I was home in Jersey with Lindsay, we were out to dinner one night and she was talking about some movies and stuff, and she started talking about Into the Woods, which is
I saw it.
okay, right. So you know what it is. It's a new musical coming out, or I don't know if it's out or you saw a pre-screening or it just came out. But that's
I'll put it up.
interesting.
I'll put that up.
And I don't know, is it like a collage of a bunch of different fantasy stories?
Jack and the Beanstalk, Rapunzel,
Red Riding Hood. Okay.
and
Right.
something else.
So it's all that, but it's a
Cinderella.
musical. You know, Johnny Depp's in it. Like I said, either just came out or coming out soon.
He's in a creepy ass scene.
Yeah. Apparently, from what I understand, he plays the big bad wolf.
Yeah.
But I'd seen the trailers for it. You know, several times. I'm not familiar with like the play or whatever it's based on. Lindsay, that's like all she does. She loves that kind of shit. So of course she knows everything about it. And but I forgot what the name of it was. So we're sitting there talking, and she starts talking about Into the Woods. And my mother's talking to her about it, and I'm like, oh, da, da, da. And I'm like, what? Which movie is that? And she goes, the musical. I'm like, yeah, which movie? And she's like, the musical. And I'm like, what fucking movie? And she's like, the fucking musical. I'm like, what the? Give me something here. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know. And then she's like, oh, I don't know. Johnny Depp's a big bad wolf. Little Red Riding Hood. And I'm like, why is that not first? What's it? You just keep saying the musical over and over again. That's not a descriptor.
I didn't know it was a musical.
I was saying
Yeah.
I don't know. I know the name of the movie. I can't remember what movie it is. Give me a fucking shred of information besides it's a musical. That doesn't tell me anything. And like she was getting pissed off at me, like, oh, what do you want from me? And I was just like, I love her though.
Like if you cry every time.
One of the things I have to say about it though, if you're gonna take a play or I called it a play, and Ashley came correct me. She goes, "It's not a play; it's a musical." And I'm like, a musical is a play with people singing.
It's a musical play.
It's a play, right? A play is a live theater performance.
Yeah.
That's what I
Fight a
call.
theater major.
Listen, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna fight.
I just go.
So if you're gonna take a play and you're gonna adapt it for the big screen, add some big screen elements to it. They didn't. They basically just
Explosions.
made it like if a play was on screen, is what it looked like. I mean, they did change locations and stuff like that, but it was just like it felt very theatrical the entire time. Yeah, and it wore me a little thin.
Interesting.
I said I liked it, but
All
I didn't really
right.
like it all
Well,
that much.
we need to wrap up.
I think
My,
we should I think we should wind down though.
I will
No,
comment
it's time
on
to
that.
wrap.
My
I think we
my
should talk
oldest
about
brother,
relaxing things.
ASMR.
his girlfriend was back in Baltimore. She didn't because he also came to Jersey
Problems
for
at home,
the
huh?
holidays, and he was like, yeah. I told her we could see a movie when I get back, and she wants to fucking see Into the Woods.
Yep, she does. She does.
He was not happy about it.
Nope, I believe it.
Right.
That's it, but it's fun.
If that was your response, his response is gonna be like, "Brr."
Yeah.
Hey Gus,
What?
what are you doing after this?
No, nothing. I'm going home.
You gonna do some?
Gavin
We'll see.
put his
Can you
finger
imagine that?
inside his.
Can you imagine that?
inside
Give me
his
$10 now.
hand.
All right. Well, we got to wrap up. So
I'm honestly fascinated as to what that would look like.
Dibby, it's Gus. He wouldn't even
just
care.
do a Google search. You can find it. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back with an episode of Screenplay tomorrow. The patch on Wednesday. On the spot, leaderboard, know it all.
I got a
stuff.
picture.
Rage
We
quit
can
on
end on the picture that I
Thursday.
sent to,
Tell your
to Patrick if
friends.
Patrick has it ready. You got it? We can end on the picture.
Got a picture?
Lauren Crozier made this for us.
All right.
Picture.
Thanks for watching. Are we ending on the picture?
I guess we don't have it.
Go
I heard.
now.
I heard. Oh no.
All right, never
People
mind.
are
Let's
saying it's not
mime.
coming up.
Wait, we're not done yet. Gavin, lose it. Go over the back of the couch. Do it.
They're
trying
clicking
to
things.
figure it
We
out.
see
Oh,
them
there we
clicking.
go.
There
There
it is. Michael. There's Michael on his trip to the gym. Gavin, you should see this. They can't see you guys going over because they cut to the photo. All right, thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for watching.